It opened the flow of history for a new world, all starting from an unexpected moment in 2076, just before the new century when the game suddenly descended into reality. Along with the collapse of the old order, spatial doors opened everywhere, unleashing countless dangerous dungeons filled with monstrous creatures attacking the human world. Amidst the sea of flames and desperate cries, disaster quickly spread. Powerful monsters were slaughtering humanity and the human race was in peril. But right in the depths of despair, fate opened another path. However, with destruction came divine gifts. The awakening light spread through the crowd. Unprecedented power began to emerge. Humanity started to awaken, becoming stronger, known as class changers, ultimately rescuing the world from the clutches of monsters, and thus the world embraced a new order. As the old laws crumbled, new laws took their place, brutal yet fair, where the strong ruled, the big fish ate the small fish, and strength was everything. Therefore, class changers had to continue growing stronger to solidify their positions. To survive and thrive in this new era, the only path was to step into danger for the sake of gaining powerful strength and wealth. Strong class changers began to infiltrate dungeons, challenging bosses, leveling up. And thus the era of everyone becoming class changers began with the starting point being the class change square. Amidst the bustling atmosphere and the eager gazes of countless people, the sound of crisp footsteps suddenly echoed before the steps. But a moment later, it was just To Duong's bored sigh, who thought that as a transmigrator he could at least achieve some kind of profession, but never expected. To unexpectedly change to the most ordinary profession of a warrior as he spoke. He glanced at the personal information board floating above him, named To Duong Profession Warrior Spirit 12 Speed 10 Strength 10. Just thinking about being sent to the battlefield only to be beaten down by monsters made To Duong feel dissatisfied. Early-stage warriors in close combat easily fell, requiring a lot of time and energy to cultivate, and their attacks were weaker than other professions. In this world, compared to other professions, warriors were the weakest and often seen as the least desirable job. While he was still deep in thought, a group led by the princess suddenly appeared behind him to cause trouble. "Hey, I heard someone changed to the most useless warrior profession. It suits you perfectly," Tu Duong thought to himself, rolling his eyes at the shrill tone. The princess, completely oblivious to the tense atmosphere, confidently approached him, throwing her arm around him and whispering, "A newly changed warrior is just an ordinary person with a bit more strength. An orphan like you with no money and no one to care for you and no guild wanting you. Just do some manual labor, it suits you well." But before she could finish her sentence, she was startled when To Duong suddenly raised his hand and slapped the air, cursing, "Where did that fly come from?" Then he pretended to just realize it, darkening his face to greet her. "Oh, it's you, princess. I heard you changed to the rare profession of ice mage. Congratulations." Finally, To Duong pointed directly at the person in front of him. "But I heard that newly changed mages are very weak. How about we test that right now?" But instead of confronting him directly, the princess chose to retreat into the crowd for her minions to protect her. "Damn it, changing to the most useless warrior and still being so arrogant, do you think we—" Before he could finish, one of her minions panickedly interrupted, "Boss, look over there!" Their commotion inadvertently caught To Duong's attention. He glanced back, wondering who these people were. Right behind them was a team making their way toward the square, accompanied by cheers. It was the strategy team of the Beast Guild. Damn to run into the strategy team of the Beast Guild here. To Duong quickly recognized them due to their fame. They were one of the strongest A-level guilds in Donglin City, the Beast Guild. The leader, a level 95 4th transformation sharpshooter named Triu Min, politely requested as he walked through the crowd, "Please make way, I'm in a hurry." While Tu Duong was quietly observing the group, this person was the vice president of the Beast Guild, Triu Min, whom he had seen on an advertisement flyer before. At that moment, the princess seized the opportunity, running past him to approach Bao Fong, and began rubbing her hands. "Excuse me, are you here to recruit new members? I've always admired the Beast Guild. Can I join you? My profession is—" Tu Duong felt a bit embarrassed for her, thinking, "What a character." Before the leader could respond, another guild member answered on their behalf, "We're the strategy team, don't block the way." And unexpectedly, Triu Min himself asked, "What's your profession? Let's hear it." The princess, seeing that she had their attention, eagerly replied, "I'm an ice mage, a rare profession capable of using control magic." Hearing this, he didn't mind taking a few seconds to compliment her. "Not bad, give me your business card," which made her ecstatic. "Thank you, thank you." The guild members, hearing their leader say that, could only comply reluctantly, while also taking a few minutes to remind her, "Take this. Later, give your business card to them." The princess cheerfully exclaimed, "Got it!" Everything was happening so fast that To Duong felt a bit curious. Is it really that easy? What about other professions? Just to test his question, a moment later, a bunch of people excitedly stepped forward to ask, "Excuse me, can I join? I'm an archer." "Me too, I'm a rogue." The barrage of questions made her extremely annoyed, so she bluntly replied, "Archers go ask the branch, rogues don't even bother, don't waste my time." After the crowd finished asking, Tu Duong casually turned back to ask, "So what about warriors?" But all he received was her cold gaze mixed with disdain, huh? She didn't even bother to throw him a word and just ignored him completely, and obviously Tu Duong had already guessed this would happen. He really got snubbed. Now, being grouped with those deemed failures by society, he realized a harsh reality. Is this really the truth? In this world where the strong rule only, power matters. Usually a job change already determines a person's future limits, so from the moment he switched to being a warrior, his fate was already sealed. Tu Duong had long understood that even low-level guilds weren't too eager to accept warriors, let alone the Beast Guild, which was filled with elite professionals. Just then, he heard someone in front of him lamenting, envious of him, saying they really wanted to join the guild and become strong like that, only to be slapped with the truth by their friend. "Come on, they're a level 4 berserker." Then he heard a cheerful red-haired person exclaim, "But I didn't expect to meet the Vice Guildmaster here." Just as To Duong was about to turn and leave, he unexpectedly heard the other person reveal something. "Haven't you heard today the Beast Guild is planning to attack the Black Dragon's lair? They might use teleportation to enter the dungeon." This took him by surprise. What he unconsciously memorized this name in his heart, the Black Dragon's lair. With its widespread fame, it's not hard to know that the Black Dragon's lair is the largest S-level dungeon in City C, filled not only with numerous minor monsters, but also brimming with elite and powerful monsters. Although in this world, death doesn't mean you die directly, but rather you lose levels and experience. You can only truly die if you drop to level 0, but for the competition among high-level guilds, losing levels is fatal, not to mention the risk of rare equipment exploding. And the most terrifying boss, the level 99 Black Dragon Athos of the Black Flame Wings, is said to have even caused the strongest level 5 guild to fall at its feet. It's rumored that the Beast Guild has many job changers at level 4 and above, and they've never failed a raid. Thinking about this, To Duong began to believe that maybe they really could do it. As he thought about this, he seemed to see a dark future ahead with no way out. Black Dragon job changers, indeed, this is a world that belongs only to the strong. Am I destined to be a lowly commoner trampled underfoot by these powerful beings for the rest of my life? In that moment, feeling as if fate had abandoned him unexpectedly, a system approached to Duong, stating that it had perfectly measured the soul of the host and was preparing to bind him as a boss. Just as he was still trying to comprehend this, a powerful energy suddenly radiated from his body, enveloping the entire space. What? It was so strong that it could freeze time for everything without anyone noticing. Its dominance startled To Duong. He stammered, "System, is this really a thing, but what does being a boss mean?" When he saw the system screen displaying a notification, it confirmed that the binding of the boss role was successful. Hearing the host's question, it slowly explained, "The system has successfully bound you as a boss. You are required to act as a boss to prevent players from entering the dungeon. After killing players, you can gain experience and equipment they drop. Do you want to start the job change?" Thanks to the information it provided, To Duong quickly grasped the current situation. "So that's it, the system wants me to be a boss to stop players, huh?" He began to imagine the type of dungeon he would be in charge of. Normally, players raid boss dungeons with at least a small team, usually 4 people, and sometimes up to 8 to 24 people or even hundreds in a large raid. If he could defeat them, the experience and equipment drops would surely be abundant, allowing him to jump straight from level 1 to a job change level in an instant. If that's the case, even the weakest warrior could quickly become strong. However, thinking about his own fate afterward made To Duong hesitate. But what if I get defeated by the players? What would my fate be then? Of course, the system didn't give him time to ponder and directly declared, "If the host does not respond, the system will automatically cancel. Countdown begins." To Duong couldn't help but be shocked by its cold attitude. What is that really how it is? Standing before what could be considered a turning point in his life, his hands trembled uncontrollably. It seems that within the benefits, there are also dangers. The control panel displayed only 2 buttons, yes and no, but in his ears he could hear the mechanical voice of the system announcing, "Countdown 5, countdown 4, countdown 3. Finally, his eyes showed a fierce determination that said, "Even if I become a boss and get killed, I refuse to be trampled underfoot forever." Only when the system urged him with countdown 2 inches did Duong bravely press the yes button with a burning desire, thinking that perhaps this was the only way to become strong. After making his decision, he shouted into the void, "All right, let's start the job change." As soon as he finished speaking, the power from the system began to break down to Duong's body for transport. The host has chosen to take on the job change, the system is starting up, and the job change teleportation begins preparing to leap. Meanwhile, he had only one hope to convey to it: "Please make me a powerful boss." The teleportation system brought him to a barren planet filled with high-level monsters. To Duong's dragon-like eyes suddenly widened as he wondered, where is this? Did the job change succeed? This thought only flashed through his mind as he tried to assess the monsters in front of him, including an 80-level Black Claw Wyvern, an 86-level Bloodbird Dragon, and a 95-level Elite Dragon Warrior. However, this made to Duong feel a bit strange. They were all dragon-type monsters, but why did they look so small? In his impression, dragon races were always very large. Just as he was still confused, he suddenly heard a voice greeting him. "Noble Prince, you have awakened from your long slumber." Tu Duong followed the voice and looked down at the monsters bowing to him, thinking, "Prince, are they referring to me, the prince of the dragon race?" Finally, Tu Duong was stunned to realize a truth. No way could it be that the boss he was in charge of was a level 99 boss of the dragon clan with a massive and powerful body. The group of subordinates kneeling at his feet further confirmed the status of the great dragon boss, the Black Flame Wing. Meanwhile, the system casually appeared to affirm its host's speculation, congratulating the host on successfully taking on the role of the level 99 boss, the lair of the Black Dragon Black Flame Wing. Tu Duong looked down in shock at the body he had taken on, realizing, "This is me, I have truly become the Black Flame Wing." Just then, the system screen suddenly lit up, striking directly into his eyes. The preliminary information provided by the system was as follows: Level 99 boss, Black Flame Wing, Black Dragon Athos in juvenile form, HP 5 million hidden attributes of the Dragon Clan, Strength 3221, Speed 1102, Spirit 1321. Innate talent, Giant Dragon Bloodline, immune to 80% physical damage and 80% magical damage, innate black flame capable of unleashing a devastating fire element without consuming energy, dealing magical damage, Giant Dragon Pressure that can reduce the attributes of any creature of a lower level by 20%. This is the absolute suppression of the Giant Dragon. The latter part detailed the skill information Giant Dragon Attack, unleashing a powerful strike that deals 300% physical damage. The giant dragon lets out a roar that shakes the heavens, causing the spirit values of all targets within a radius of 300 meters to decrease and fall into a daze. For 5 seconds, the giant dragon can see any space within the territory of the dungeon without being limited by vision. With what was displayed before him, Tu Duong could only sigh inwardly. This is the power of the Black Flame Wing. It's just too strong. Possessing such inhuman strength made him incredibly excited, even starting to evaluate that a player who had changed classes to level 99 with attributes over 1,000 would only be one thing. But the Black Flame Wing's attributes not only exceeded 1,000, but also had a strength of over 3,000 points. However, that wasn't even the most terrifying part. The key was the innate talent. He then imagined that with just a roar, he could defeat a number of players in this world with an 80% resistance to both physical and magical damage and a 20% reduction in the attributes of players. With these two factors reducing damage along with these exclusive skills, no player would be his opponent anymore. The more he thought about it, the more Tu Duong's excitement surged and endless power was rising within him. Finally, unable to contain himself, he instinctively opened his mouth and let out a thunderous roar, truly a feeling of exhilaration he had never experienced before. Even without the system's guidance, Tu Duong gradually grasped the rules. As long as he could defeat players, he would gain experience. Even if his true form was the most useless warrior, he could quickly level up. Perhaps because he was so engrossed in the power he possessed, when he regained his composure, he found countless monsters had fallen, pleading, "Great King, please calm your anger, spare us." At this moment, Tu Duong realized he had inadvertently unleashed the Giant Dragon Roar skill. To avoid breaking his established persona, he lifted his chin and commanded, "Get up, you worthless trash!" Despite having many thoughts in his heart, the boss would surely have this tone. The followers of the Black Flame Wing trembled in awe, exclaiming, "No, it's truly the great king. Even in juvenile form, he has such dominance. Just wait until he reaches maturity. Flattening the human world will be a given." Through his words, Tu Duong quickly confirmed his current state juvenile form, right? It was also described in the information. But logically, bosses in dungeons shouldn't have fixed levels. Could the Black Flame Wing actually level up? Just then, he was startled by a nearby cough. A frail female member of the elf clan struggled to sit up and scolded, "You damn evil dragon, what are you going crazy about?" Despite enduring the immense power Tu Duong had unleashed, she showed no fear, even threatening. "If you know what's good for you, let me go soon, or the elf clan will definitely make you pay." From her words and demeanor, he easily recognized her as an NPC from the dungeon. After the game descended into the world, many imagined races appeared. But this was the first time he had seen a real elf. As he thought, Tu Duong couldn't help but poke at the iron cage, causing the elf woman to explode in anger. "What are you doing, you filthy dragon?" Just then, an unexpected earthquake shook the area, leaving both the elf and the city in shock as they realized the space was trembling. "What's happening?" Although her body was trembling with fear, her voice couldn't hide the relief upon realizing, "It's a player, finally a warrior has come to save us from the evil dragon. You're about to die." As soon as she turned her head, the elf woman caught Tu Duong's wide-eyed gaze, causing her to jump in surprise. "What are you looking at?" A strange feeling arose in her heart. Usually, this dragon ignored her insults. Why was he suddenly reacting so oddly today? In reality, he was lost in thought, easily guessing who had arrived. Right, it was the Beastmaster Guild. He didn't expect them to arrive so quickly. The Beastmaster raid team had never recorded a failure. Could they really defeat him? Moreover, Tu Duong had an overconfident belief in his subordinates. Although the Black Dragon was powerful, the Beastmasters must have prepared well to challenge him. Despite thinking this, he decided to use the Giant Dragon Eye skill cautiously. Or perhaps he should use the skill to scout first. Thanks to that, even from thousands of miles away, Tu Duong could hear the powerful rallying cry from the commander. "Everyone stay strong, today's raid cannot fail." Just seconds later, he spotted the Beastmaster Guild's team. There they were. The participants in this raid included Li Dan, level 98, 4th transition, Holy Light Great Shield Warrior, Qian Yuan, level 96, 4th transition, Healing Holy Knight, and Zhao Ming, level 95, 2nd transition, Storm Multi-Shot Archer. The team was led by the commander Lei Shan, level 99, 2nd transition, Destruction Core Electric Hall of the Beastmaster Guild. Looking at the Beastmaster Guild members, Tu Duong could only sigh this was the main raid team of the Beastmaster Guild. Everyone in the group was fired up, determined to crush the Black Dragon's lair today. Defeating the Black Dragon meant they could advance to the next level. Tu Duong found this a bit ironic. Their confidence was quite something. Suddenly, a member of the guild shouted a warning. "President, we've spotted monsters approaching ahead. 8 flying beasts, average level 80 wind attribute, just as reported. These creatures are small wind dragons, levels 79, 80, and 81, released by Tu Duong with one goal in mind, to test their strength first." Seeing the monsters appear, Loi Sun remained calm, gritting his teeth and ordering, "Don't waste time on these low-level pests. Tanks take the lead and fire." Following the command from their leader, 2 designated members charged out to eliminate the small monsters. Drawing from his experience, Loi Sun continued to issue orders to the remaining members, instructing others to use fire attributes to attack and unleash their maximum speed in one go. Once the orders were given, he led the team forward, maintaining formation and moving on, unaware that every move they made was being closely monitored by Tu Duong. Truly, they were exceptional beasts. Their firepower and discipline were top-notch, making it impossible for the small monsters to gauge their full strength. Thinking this, he turned to look at his subordinates who were patiently awaiting his orders. Right. He then glanced over at the members of the Beast Guild. Since they were a professional team, Loi Sun's group had just finished off a monster and paused to discuss their current progress in the dungeon, which was nearly 1/10 complete, with supplies sufficient and no casualties. Good, let's keep moving. But just as he finished speaking, he noticed a team member gaping in fear because Tu Duong was quietly setting a trap for them, ramping up the difficulty a bit. The panicked screams of the members echoed in the air. "President, what is this? Why did it fall from the sky? Oh my God, look at their stats!" Right in front of them was a gigantic monster. Hearing his team, Loi Sun slowly turned to look back. "What's going on?" Just a moment later, they heard the furious roar of the monster, having detected the intruders. The system display quickly showed the monster's information. A level 99 Elite Dragon Warrior, HP 100k Earth Attribute Strength. 1211 Speed, 823 Spirit 702, with the special ability, Dragon Warrior Glory, dealing damage to all and its reputation unaffected by abnormal mental states. This information sent even the calm Loi Sun into a panic. He quickly turned to his teammates. "It's an elite monster, defend, quickly defend!" But before the mages could execute the command, the Dragon Warrior had already flown straight at them to attack. Loi Sun was even more shocked by the move it used a dash. Before anyone could react, the Dragon Warrior struck, killing instantly. Just as the brutal blow fell, Li Dan managed to step in with a shield to protect his teammates. "I got this." The move he used is the Holy Light Shield, absorbing all damage for 10 seconds, cooldown 300 seconds. Right behind him, Triyu Min was gathering his strength, ready to unleash an arrow named Windstorm Multi-Arrow, dealing wind attribute damage from above. He didn't forget to reassure his teammates. "Don't panic, fall back to attack from a distance, first adjust buffs and unleash focus fire on the target." Just that one arrow was enough to take down the Dragon Warrior. Even though they were the ones losing, To Duong didn't seem upset. In fact, he appreciated their strength. A single Dragon Warrior couldn't pose a significant threat to the Beast Guild. Meanwhile, the female elf captive scoffed. "You scared me. I thought that rotten dragon was going to do something. Why not just surrender and die useless?" As soon as she finished speaking, she was startled to see him lift several other Dragon Warriors with ease. If that's the case, he then threw them all towards the Beast Guild, leaving them in utter confusion. "What's going on?" To Duong was a bit curious. "What about 6 of them?" This time, the members of the Beast Guild were completely surrounded, and panic spread among them. "Here we go again, all elite monsters, 6 of them, President, that's too many." No matter how strong Triyu Min was, he had to hesitate in the face of this. "President, I've never seen a situation like this before. What should we do now?" Loi Sun finally couldn't hold back his curses. "Damn it, what's going on today?" In the end, not knowing what had spurred him on, he stubbornly rallied his teammates. "What's there to fear from elite monsters? Our guild is not to be trifled with. I'm an elite too. Let's go." Everyone then rallied their spirits obediently, following the commands from their leader, adjusting their formation, prioritizing the injured tanks ready to fire, making sure to face the enemy while keeping their backs to their allies. Thanks to this, the team managed to temporarily maintain coordination, protecting their tanks and healing them. Observing their efforts, To Duong couldn't help but praise. "Very resilient. I never expected this would happen. I originally intended to use elite monsters to break their formation and push them back, but I didn't think they would choose to fight to the end." Meanwhile, the female elf mocked. "As expected of players, relying on your emissary is useless. Just wait to die." Despite her words, seeing Loi Sun's team struggling, To Duong concluded that with their strength, they couldn't defeat a boss like him. After enduring the onslaught of the Dragon Warriors, they didn't give up and continued pushing forward, leading him to speculate. Could it be they had a trump card they hadn't used yet? Just a moment later, To Duong noticed the suspicious path the group was taking. "Wait a minute, why aren't they coming towards me? Instead, they're taking a different route. Could it be that there's something else here?" He immediately used his fingernail to quickly glide to the location where the group was headed. Little did he know that it was the tomb of the dragon-slaying warriors. Deep inside the cave, To Duong quickly found a set of white bones. This was it, and the item reflecting the inviting light that the white bones possessed was a prop the dragon heart, a quest item that would allow the wearer to bypass the skills and innate abilities of the dragon race after putting it on. As soon as he realized what it was, a thick aura of killing intent suddenly erupted from To Duong, causing his subordinates to fearfully ask, "Lord, what's wrong?" He didn't bother to respond to the lackeys and instead sank into his own thoughts. "I get it now. Just like the concepts in previous online games, when facing a boss with nearly invincible resistance, players can use certain mechanisms or props to weaken the boss's abilities. If I can bypass my own skills and talents, then I could be killed." With that thought, To Duong began to spread his wings and take off, causing the cage holding the elven woman to shake violently. His unusual behavior surprised the elven woman. They weren't even close enough to activate it. "No, it can't be. Is it leaving its lair earlier?" Although To Duong had just begun to ascend into the air, he could hear the lackeys below excitedly cheering, "Is Lord Athos going into battle himself? Victory is certain! Victory is certain!" To Duong wasn't in the mood to act cool and hurriedly flew straight toward the tomb of the warriors. They already knew about the existence of the prop. He had to act quickly. He couldn't let the Beastmaster Guild get their hands on the prop. With that in mind, he rapidly increased his flying speed. On the other side, Loi Sun had just taken a step and couldn't help but curse. Damn it, I can't believe that so many unexpected things have happened right after entering the dungeon. Surely nothing else will happen next, right? Following closely behind him was Trieu Min, filled with unexplainable doubts. President, the durability consumption of supplies and equipment is far beyond expectations. We can't be tricked by the Heavenly Mechanism Guild, can we? Hearing this, Loi Sun pulled out the book he always kept on him and said, No way, the Heavenly Mechanism Guild is after all an ancient strategy organization. With them backing us, plus this strategy was exchanged with the Heavenly Mechanism Guild using the 2D realm, it's definitely not fake. This made him feel a bit more at ease. Then Tian Nguyen curiously asked, But President, this place is not far from the Black Dragon's lair. What if something unexpected happens? Could it alert the boss? Loi Sun didn't even turn his head to reply. No, even if small monsters suddenly jump out, the central mechanism of the dungeon absolutely cannot malfunction. The Black Dragon boss won't leave its lair early. Hearing this, he understood, so that's how it is. After answering his subordinates' questions, he gritted his teeth and declared, Damn it, once we get the dragon heart, I'll make that black dragon pay. In the tense atmosphere, Tian Nguyen suddenly brought up, I remember this dungeon has a female elf containing a hint. If we can save her, not only can we gain her favor, but we can also obtain a pass from the elf kingdom. I've heard there are many exquisite beauties in there. I can't wait any longer. Loi Sun could only darken his face and say, As long as we get the dragon heart, we will win. After that, you can do whatever you want. Suddenly, he sensed a shadow of a dragon flying by and loudly reported, President, scattered monsters are approaching. Loi Sun, engrossed in reading the guide, didn't care much and only felt confused. Can they fly? They seem to be small flying monsters. No flying monsters are gatekeepers. Why are there flying monsters here? Trieu Min couldn't remain calm when he saw the figure slowly approaching them. No, President, this shape isn't a flying monster. Even Tian Nguyen was shocked and began to speculate. It's too big. Could it be? And Tu Nguyen appeared right in front of them to confirm the answer. It was the boss, the black flame-winged dragon. When Loi Sun realized what was descending, he was so shocked he couldn't speak. No, it can't be. Why is it a boss? Why is it here? Trieu Min gritted his teeth in anger, thinking, Those bastards from the Heavenly Mechanism Guild really tricked us. Tu Nguyen became increasingly panicked, unsure of what to do next. What now should we fight? How can we fight without the dragon heart? Before Loi Sun could make a decision, he wanted to turn and run. President, we need to retreat quickly. Tu Duong couldn't help but smirk in disdain upon hearing this. So without the dragon heart, you're too scared to fight the so-called invincible beasts or just like that, huh? But that's fine. I'll wipe them all out and level up. With that thought, he began to concentrate his power, preparing to unleash a powerful move in front of the Beastmaster Guild members. It's about to unleash its skill, but then a powerful force struck him from nowhere. It aimed straight at his head, causing the health of the black flame-winged dragon Athos in its juvenile stage to drop by 29.99 points. Finally, Thunder Mountain took action. The powerful lightning he emitted helped calm the members down. No one move. Get back to your positions. We've prepared for so long. There's no way we can't win. The guild still has a few trump cards left to play. Get your spirits up for me. Thunder Mountain gritted his teeth and declared, If we take down the Black Dragon, there will be rewards for me. Let's go for it. This fired up their enthusiasm. Kill the Black Dragon and take all the loot. The spirit belongs to me, and you can divide the rest. Tanks get ready to launch the assault. The deafening sounds ignited the anger within Tu Duong, which began to boil over. He initially wanted to take it easy. He cast a grim look down at the crowd below and muttered to himself, This is all on you guys. Meanwhile, they were oblivious, still boldly shouting and launching their attacks. Thunder Mountain gripped the lightning tightly in his hand and loudly commanded his trusted subordinates. Lai Dan immediately activated the strongest defensive barrier, pulling back the hatred. The healing skills of the support were all used for Lai Dan's defensive skills, and the Holy Light was added as well. All support positions were buffed for me and Trieu Min to strengthen our skills. Just as he was still holding on to his confidence, the display showed that they were not far from the Dragon Slayer's grave. Suddenly, he heard Trieu Min's terrified warning, Guild leader, it's coming for him! Before he could finish his words, he saw the dragon's tail strike, forcing the command to change to, Everyone down, just lie down. But Tu Duong's tail whip was enough to shatter the ground. He disdainfully glanced down and said, I won't give you a chance to prepare. No sooner had he finished speaking than To Duong suddenly saw a flash of light flicker through the smoke. By the time he could regain his composure, he was bombarded by countless beams of light, a skill. Ledan had just used his skill creating a solid defensive barrier for himself and his teammates that lasted 3 minutes. Unable to hold back, he cursed, "Damn it, I didn't expect it to strike first. It's still alive and hit my barrier." Meanwhile, with the support of the Holy Light skill, the effectiveness of his and his teammates' Holy Light skills increased by 30%. He laughed and said, "It's all thanks to you. The Black Dragon can only use its tail attack once. The rest are illusions. We must stick together to reduce damage and survive." Although Thunder Mountain's mind was in turmoil, he was surprised that so many people couldn't avoid this attack. Still, he gritted his teeth and shouted to everyone, "As long as you're alive, fight back for me." Triu Min calmly activated his power and requested everyone, "Buff me and the guild leader to strengthen our skills." As soon as he finished speaking, both he and Thunder Mountain received support attributes including increased elemental speed, Eagle Eye skill, Blood Vision skill, and Agility skill. Witnessing their synergy, To Duong couldn't help but exclaim, "This is the execution power of a top-tier guild." Just as they were hit, they immediately counterattacked without a chance to dodge. They were all big moves, so for safety he needed to ensure good defense. With that thought, he slowly folded his wings. Just then, Thunder Mountain shouted to attack, taking action. As soon as he finished speaking, countless skills immediately poured toward To Duong: Thunder Tide, Thunder Destruction Pillar, Thunder Dragon, Devour, Elemental Storm Arrow, and Wind Annihilation Arrow. And all of it came from just 2 people, Thunder Mountain and Triu Min. To be certain, they unleashed a powerful blow at this spot. Thunder Mountain, thinking the outcome was certain, excitedly ordered, "Prepare for a second attack. We need to take at least 5% of its health." But when the result displayed, it shocked him to the core. What? The health bar clearly showed level 99 Black Dragon Boss. Black Flame Wings, Athos, minor stage health, 4.99 million. This left everyone stunned. All our powerful skills only dealt 10,000 damage. To Duong slowly lowered his wings, internally mocking them. "I guessed right, these guys have extra gear. There's no way to break through their defense." Triu Min became frightened again and hurriedly advised, "Guild leader, the damage reduction ability of this big dragon is too abnormal. We can't deal damage to it." But Thunder Mountain ignored him and stubbornly commanded, "Damn it, hold strong for me. Keep attacking. The Black Dragon's health hasn't dropped below 3/4 yet. It hasn't released its skills." This time, they unleashed even more attacks, but the damage was low, so To Duong merely glanced at them disdainfully. What a nuisance, like being bitten by a swarm of mosquitoes. Moreover, there were a few things that were beyond his expectations, like the guide still being effective and not dead yet. However, this was about to end. To Duong began to exhale smoke from his mouth. He took off into the sky and simultaneously used the Great Dragon's Roar skill, causing the ground to shatter. The energy column created by To Duong quickly engulfed Thunder Mountain and his team. He was the one who sentenced their guild to death. It's over. As the smoke gradually dissipated, it was the moment when To Duong couldn't help but feel a sense of triumph within. It seemed that even a top-tier guild was no match for him. Right beneath his feet lay a group of defeated subordinates. Loi Sun was one of the last remaining, but his heart was filled with doubt. Why did he use his skills at this moment? Despite that, he stubbornly stood up to fight, urging himself to recover quickly. Loi Sun stubbornly turned his head, shouting for his fallen teammates, knowing that after the boss used his skills, he would be frozen and he had to keep attacking. Yet the only response to him was the growl of To Duong continuing. Finally, Loi Sun realized the danger he was about to face. Oh my, why was this black dragon clearly using skills yet not affected? To Duong said little, simply opening his mouth wide to reveal the terrifying flames freezing. Then he unleashed it at a destructive level through his skill, the black flames of the earth. Before being completely incinerated, Loi Sun didn't forget to roar like a villain. "You damn black dragon, this isn't over yet!" The moment he turned to ashes, a notification popped up. "System, all intruders have been eliminated. Congratulations, host. Experience conversion is now in progress." Perhaps because it was his first time experiencing a level up, To Duong still felt a bit dazed. Was this really experience points? Is it over? The system continuously notified him. "You have killed the Destruction Thunder Lord, Loi Sun, level 99, gaining 1987,631 experience. You have killed the Storm Multitude Master Triu Min, level 95, gaining 186-123 experience. You have killed the Holy Knight of Healing Pre-Origin, level 94, gaining 177-633 experience. You have killed the Holy Light, Great Shield Warrior Lai Dan, level 93, gaining 162-321 experience. You have killed level 82. He glanced at the experience bar that was about to explode, barely containing his excitement. The level up just kept coming, and the experience bar was about to burst. Finally, the system provided the conclusion. Total experience gained 990,000. Level increased from level 0 to level 20, reaching the limit of Phase 1. Due to excessive experience, 40% was lost. Current reserve experience 430,000. Please quickly change your class. Along with that was Tu Duong's personal status. Class Warrior Phase 0 Level 20, remaining 430,000 experience, Strength 12, Speed 10, Spirit 10, attribute points waiting to be allocated 200. The more he looked, the more amazed he felt at what he had received. He never expected to gain experience like this. After the class change, he could still level up. He could even directly reach level 40 in Phase 2 today. This speed and efficiency were terrifying. Perhaps because he was too immersed in the feeling of joy when he turned to look back, he was startled to realize, did the equipment explode? A large guild like this surely has some good loot, maybe even rare gold-grade items. The high-level equipment that emerged was diamond-grade weapon, Call of the Wind longbow, diamond-grade jewelry, Call of the Soul necklace, diamond-grade defensive items, Speed Cloud boots, platinum-grade weapon, ritual metal staff, platinum-grade weapon, fire flame great sword. As soon as he saw them, Tu Duong's eyes lit up. He couldn't believe 3 diamond-grade items had dropped along with a platinum-grade item. Among the pile of items, he quickly recognized something very familiar. If he remembered correctly, this bow was the main weapon of the Vice Guild leader, Triu Min. The Soul Hunter had lost a lot this time. However, warriors couldn't use it, but selling it would definitely fetch him hundreds of millions. He hit the jackpot this time. While collecting all of the loot into his storage space, Tu Duong became even more excited when he received low-level agility potion, medium-level strength potion, flame skill, scroll lava shield, not bad, a big profit. And then his gaze accidentally landed on an item that made him exclaim, "Oh my, this is..." Surprisingly, it was the fragment of the boundless crystal, a special item that when placed on an equipment could remove the level restrictions needed to use it with a maximum usage limit of platinum level. This information made Tu Duong extremely excited. This item was so powerful. With it, even a level 1 new player could use platinum-grade equipment meant for level 61. Finally, after some consideration, he picked out one item from the loot, the platinum-grade weapon, Fire Flame Great Sword. This weapon belonged to a fire flame giant known for its immense power, having killed countless enemies. The fire on the sword was as hot as molten lava, always ready to consume the lives before it. Level limit 79, strength, attribute plus 320, spirit attribute plus 150. Holding it in his hand, Tu Duong began to analyze and evaluate it. Among the platinum-grade equipment, this sword was the most suitable for his class. Just by using the boundless crystal, even though he was only level 20, he could wield platinum-grade equipment. With this class change mission, he couldn't just kill recklessly. The system also thoughtfully provided additional information about it. Fire Demon attribute consumes mana, gains 40% additional fire damage. The spirit of the Fire Flame Giant consumes all mana, summoning a giant fiery figure lasting 10 minutes, cooldown 24 hours. Once he finished organizing everything, another system notification popped up telling him, "This side quest is about to end. Countdown 5 minutes. You can choose to return immediately. Confirm by pressing agree." Tu Duong was just waiting for this and happily pressed the agree button on the screen. He was eager to return and change classes, immediately heading back. The moment after a source of energy descended from the sky, enveloping the body of the Black Dragon. By the time he reformed, Tu Duong had returned to his original form and his living space, unexpectedly coming straight home. He thought he would return to the class change square, but this system was quite considerate. After the moment of admiration passed, the personal system displayed the information. Tu Duong Class Warrior Phase 0 Level 20, remaining 430,000 experience. Strength 12, Speed 10, Spirit 10, unallocated attribute points 200. Only when he felt the energy burning within him did he dare to believe he was truly level 20. It wasn't a dream, it was amazing. But that didn't mean Tu Duong forgot to allocate attributes for himself. He added points to Strength 100, Spirit 50. Normally, warriors wouldn't increase spirit, but with the system, he certainly couldn't be ordinary. Just like the previous scrolls that had requirements for spirit, increasing spirit had significant benefits. After completing a series of these actions, the strength within him unexpectedly exploded. Adding points unexpectedly caused an explosion. Could it be because he added points at level 20 all at once, causing his power to increase rapidly? In the end, what was left after Tu Duong's transformation was a messy room. He had to be careful not to be too strong in the future. Accidentally glancing at the digital clock on the wall, he was surprised to realize how late it had gotten. He thought to himself that he wouldn't make it in time for the job transfer today. With that in mind, Tu Duong mumbled a reminder to himself to take a break and get some rest for tomorrow. He excitedly clasped his hands together as if sending a greeting to the next day, ready to go to the temple to receive his job transfer and complete the transition. Early the next morning, in the Grand Hall of the Soul Hunter Guild, the banner hanging at the entrance still clearly read, "Congratulations to the Soul Hunter Guild for breaking the diamond-level secret realm of the Black Dragon's lair." But to the members of the Beastmaster Guild, it felt more like a self-deprecating joke. "Why are you all back so soon? Did the dungeon end already?" After asking around for a while, the blonde girl finally sensed something was off. "Wait a minute, why has the guild leader's level dropped? Could it be—" She exclaimed in shock. "Did they all get killed? How could this happen? Didn't the Heavenly Mechanism Guild provide guidance?" Loy's son, now reduced to level 90, looked utterly defeated. Upon hearing that name, he growled in anger. "Don't mention that Heavenly Mechanism Guild to me. They tricked me. What guidance I traded my Shumi ring for that they fooled us like we were circus monkeys." Turning to Triu Min, who was now level 86 and unconscious being carried away for treatment, he asked, "What happened to him?" Someone in the crowd explained, "His diamond-level main weapon got shattered and he was heavily injured. It's no wonder he fainted." Tian Nguyen wasn't as devastated as the others. He was just crying out, "And my diamond-level shoes, the spirit of the harem." Hearing that, Loy's son just wanted to curse, damn it. He clenched his fists and muttered, "How could a level S guild like ours let the Heavenly Mechanism Guild sell fake guides? I'm gonna find them and make sure they don't get away with this dungeon." Loy's son gritted his teeth and declared, "I will not let this go." On a beautiful morning at the Namsun orphanage, the sounds of children cheering could be heard from outside. Grandpa looked so many things. Tu Duong's grandfather, seeing the pile of wooden boxes filling the yard, approached with his cane and asked, "Young man, did you deliver to the wrong place?" But the delivery person confidently replied, "No way, the address is right here. Isn't this the Namsun orphanage? You entrusted it to someone named Tu Duong." Upon hearing that name, the old man understood everything but was also curious. Little Duong, where did this kid get all that money? Suddenly, he noticed that the pile of goods near where Tu Dao was playing was starting to shake. Just as the boxes were about to topple over, he managed to shout a warning, "Tu Dao, be careful!" By the time Tu Dao reacted, it was already too late. At that critical moment, a hand quickly reached out. Tu Duong appeared out of nowhere, effortlessly lifting several heavy boxes with one hand. "Tu Dao, long time no see." When Tu Dao recognized who it was, she was overjoyed. "It's you, Tu Duong." The children at the orphanage rushed over to greet him. "Look, it's Tu Duong, you're back, we missed you." Seeing the little ones, he gently teased, "You little rascals, I'm glad to see you're all so lively." Tu Duong's grandfather approached with his cane and asked, "Tu Duong, you've grown stronger. What job did you get?" Hearing his grandfather's question, Tu Duong shyly scratched his head, trying to hide his embarrassment. "I just transferred jobs yesterday. Luckily, I made some money." In reality, Tu Duong knew he had sold a ton of loot from spirit beasts, and the money was basically endless. He revealed a little, saying, "I still have 60 million left." But even so, Tu Duong's grandfather reminded him, "Tu Duong, you must have joined a team to strategize the dungeon right. Be careful, the monsters in the dungeon are very scary." Thinking of the true form of the black dragon he had transformed into, he could only smile wryly and think, "Scary? Well, I guess they are." The old man, with concern for his grandson, seemed to be thinking of the worst-case scenario, so he asked, "Once a newbie transfers jobs, if they're not careful, they'll lose all their levels. You're not still—" Tu Duong understood what his grandfather was implying, so he half-jokingly reassured him, "Don't worry, Grandpa. Those monsters are pretty obedient. They won't hurt me. I still have to go to the temple to transfer jobs today. I'm off now." His words were so packed with information that his grandfather couldn't process it all. What do you mean, transfer jobs? Didn't you just awaken? The scene shifted to the job transfer hall where countless players had gathered to discuss something. Hey, have you heard the Beastmaster Guild completely failed to strategize against the Black Dragon boss yesterday? I knew that already. No one criticized each other for talking too much. They just regretted that their revelations weren't loud enough. I heard the branch at the Heavenly Mechanism Guild is in chaos. It seems there are issues with the dungeon strategy. The Beastmaster Guild is looking for the Heavenly Mechanism Guild for explanations. I can't believe that the supposedly reliable Heavenly Mechanism Guild would do something like this. Tu Duong was just one of the passers-by who overheard the conversation, but he already knew the inside story. It seemed that the news of the Beastmaster Guild's failure was starting to spread. Through their words, he quickly pieced together the information he had. The Heavenly Mechanism Guild. So it turns out the spirit beasts they bought strategies from the Heavenly Mechanism Guild were the reason they dared to challenge the Black Dragon. I heard that the Heavenly Mechanism Guild has a high-level strategy team with a large number of powerful experts. If there are issues with the strategy, they should verify it soon, and they will be my next opponents. Thinking about the scenario of the Black Dragon breathing fire and causing havoc for the players, Tu Duong could only smile bitterly. The Heavenly Mechanism Guild would definitely not be easy to deal with, but if everything went smoothly, he could eliminate them early. Just then, he heard the piercing voice of Wang Pi. Tu Duong, why are you here? Did you finish your job transfer and come to the temple? Tu Duong slowly turned his head to ask, "What I said is correct." But instead of answering, he and his friends burst into laughter, mocking him. "I get it now! No guild wants you! You must be trying your luck, huh?" As he spoke, Wang Fi began to show off his strength in front of him. "I didn't get to teach you a lesson yesterday, but today I will show you what I'm made of." Coincidentally, this action of his aligned perfectly with Tu Duong's intentions. This guy was like a fly. It seemed he needed to be taught a lesson. The princess took a step to create a frostball while boasting, "I just joined the union yesterday and all my attributes have increased. I even learned new skills. Today I must..." With the law that the more you talk, the easier it is to die, he hadn't finished his sentence before getting punched in the mouth. Tu Duong, with a swift strike, sent the guy flying like a ball, and then casually remarked, "Hey, there's a fly on your face." The health bar he was so proud of dropped dramatically. Level 1 Princess 0 Ice Mage transfer 5% HP, leaving his underlings in a panic. "Brother, what's wrong? Wake up." Tu Duong coldly glanced at them, emphasizing, "There's a fly on his face, so I took care of it for him. What about the flies on your faces?" The princess's underlings were utterly terrified, quickly carrying their comrade away. No, you don't have to do that. We'll handle it ourselves." Seeing their hopeless demeanor, Tu Duong couldn't help but click his tongue. Suddenly, he heard someone clapping, drawing his attention. The guide from the Divine Temple had appeared out of nowhere, and noticing he was looking at her gently, asked, "You really are impressive. How can I assist you?" Tu Duong didn't beat around the bush and got straight to the point. "I want to proceed with the job transfer." She immediately understood and said, "All right, please follow me." While leading the way, the guide couldn't help but sneak glances at Tu Duong behind her. He looked like a new student transferring, but the speed and strength he displayed earlier were quite similar to a level 20 professional. It seemed he might be from some prestigious family. A teenager like him had never been heard of before. She could sense a dark aura continuously emanating from him. To ease the tense atmosphere, the guide explained as they walked, "That's the job transfer statue. It will automatically check your profession and level and also issue you the job transfer mission. Once completed, you can change jobs." Before long, they stood before a massive statue of a goddess. It was so majestic that Tu Duong couldn't help but exclaim, "What a magnificent statue!" While the guide from the Divine Temple seriously explained, "Our job transfer missions are generally divided into 4 levels. Before we begin, the temple can provide you with some guidance. Based on your performance, I recommend you take on a 3-star mission." Before starting the mission, he couldn't help but curiously ask, why not a 4-star mission? She could only awkwardly explain, 4-star missions are quite difficult. Although it may sound rude, your profession is a relatively weak warrior, and you have to complete the job transfer mission alone. The job transfer is a lifelong mission, and if you choose the 4-star difficulty, you may not be able to complete it, facing the risk of being stuck at level 20 for life. After his question was answered, Tu Duong had no more doubts and directly activated the mission, realizing, so that's how it is. Just a moment later, the system activated, opening the status panel to check the job transfer requirements. Level 20 warrior job transfer requirements most suitable, starting to distribute the job transfer missions. Countless missions overwhelmed to Duong in an instant. 1-star job transfer mission, eliminate 10 level 20 common wild boars. Rewards include choosing to become a shock warrior or a defense warrior. 2-star job transfer mission, eliminate 20 level 20 common crazy monkeys. Rewards include choosing to become a shock warrior or a defense warrior and a common warrior skill book. 3-star job transfer mission, eliminate 30 level 20 common pioneer elves. Rewards include choosing to become a shock warrior or a defense warrior and a high-quality warrior skill book. 4-star job transfer mission, eliminate 50 level 20 common night wolves and 3 level 20 elite blood night wolves. Rewards include choosing to become a shock warrior or a defense warrior or a blood rage warrior and an elite warrior skill book. 5-star job transfer mission. But what intrigued him the most was the 5-star job transfer mission location, Moonlit Pine Forest. Eliminate 10 level 20 common wolf fathers, 10 level 20 elite violent wolves, and 1 level 20 boss wolf king. The reward unlocks the special profession of Demon Warrior, adds 100 exclusive points to spirit attributes, and grants the epic first transfer special skill of the Demon Warrior. Note: the job transfer mission cannot be done in a team, cannot use equipment props or traded items. Completing the 5-star mission will grant a special benefit from the temple. Seeing this mission appear to Duong, turned to ask, "Aren't there only 4 levels? Why is there a 5-star mission? What is the temple's special privilege?" The guide from the Divine Temple was surprised he would ask and hurriedly explained, "We do have a 5-star mission, but the difficulty is very high. No one in the entire Hua country has dared to take it for many years. I'm not clear on the specific privileges, only the High Priest of the temple knows. As for not informing you about the 5-star mission, I apologize." He recalled the numerous powerful professions that had been recorded. She didn't hesitate to reveal more information. After the job transfer era began, the strength of each country is determined by the job transferees. Instead of letting potential job transferees get stuck at level 20 due to wrong choices, the country and the temple wished to train more high-level job transferees. This helped to Duong realize many things. It wasn't hard for him to imagine being surrounded by a pack of ferocious wolves. The 5-star mission was terrifyingly difficult. Not only did he have to kill many tough monsters, but he also had to defeat the boss alone without any guidance, and couldn't use any traded items. Without outside help, if he couldn't complete the mission, he would be stuck at level 20 for life. However, its allure was strong enough to sway to Duong's thoughts. Still, those 100 spirit points and the job transfer to Demon Warrior were very important to him, along with the temple's special privilege. Seeing he still couldn't make a decision, the guide from the Divine Temple tilted her head and suggested, "What are you thinking? Although the 4-star mission is appealing, the 3-star mission is more suitable for your profession and won't lead to any mistakes." To Duong politely replied, "Yes, thank you for your advice. It's very helpful for me." The guide from the Divine Temple responded gently, "You're too kind, it's our job." But just a moment later, the smile on her face froze at the sound of the system notification. "You have accepted the 5-star mission. The 5-star mission has been accepted. Time limit 72 hours. The mission map has been issued." In an instant, Tu Duong was enveloped in the powerful aura of the temple, while the guide from the Divine Temple was still in shock. You accepted the 5-star mission." He confidently clenched his fist and replied, "I've checked the mission, and I think the 5-star mission suits me better, but if I fail, then—" As Tu Duong walked past her, he softly reassured, "Don't worry, I'll be back soon to complete the mission, and I'm really curious about what the privileges of the temple are." By the time the temple guide could react, he had already left. It was only after that she panicked and exclaimed, "Who dares to take on a 5-star mission? I need to report this to the High Priest immediately." Meanwhile, in the bustling city of Donglin at the teleportation center, the announcement board clearly displayed "currently under maintenance." There was also an announcement from the staff stating that the teleportation gate was affected by energy fluctuations and would be delayed for a few minutes, asking everyone to please be patient. This left many players stuck in the area. Tu Duong felt a bit disappointed upon receiving the notification, and with the malfunction he thought there was no rush. First, he needed to figure out how to get to the Moonlit Forest. Just then a few women approached him. Tu Nan, a member of the B-level Uvu Guild, began to complain as soon as she arrived. These tiny cities are so boring, even the teleportation array is malfunctioning. Tiu Tien, stick close to me so you don't get lost. Right next to her was Ko Tuyet Tien, to Duong's classmate, who obediently replied, "Yes, sister." While passing through the crowd, Tuyet Tien happened to spot a familiar figure. "Is that to Duong?" Tu Nan quickly picked up on it and ran over to eavesdrop. "A familiar face, huh?" This made her a bit shy, and she quickly explained, "He's a classmate of mine, just like me. He changed classes yesterday." Upon hearing this, she noticed something odd. "That's strange. Isn't the teleportation gate over there meant for the moonlit forest that's full of level 20 monsters? Why would a newbie go there?" Just as she finished speaking, the staff's voice rang out with an announcement. "We are pleased to inform our guests that the teleportation gate is now operational. Please line up." Tuyet Tien only realized at that moment. Could it be that To Duong went the wrong way? Oh no, if he passes through there, he's done for. I need to warn him. And at that moment, she heard Tu Nan casually reply, "But he's already gone." Tuyet Tien was stunned and turned back only to see Tu Duong's determined silhouette disappearing. In the blink of an eye, the teleportation array transported him directly into the area of the moonlit forest, which required levels 20 to 30. As soon as he set foot in this place, he began to assess his surroundings. So this is the moonlit forest. While Tu Duong was searching for other players, he was suddenly ambushed by a thorn wolf. Where is everyone? Did they scatter to hunt monsters, he wondered. Relying solely on his instincts, he quickly dodged the unexpected attack. At that moment, Tu Duong received information about the beast. He had to face a level 20 thorn wolf. Without hesitation, he assessed, "I've already encountered monsters from the mission. Dealing with this kind of creature alone without using any items or equipment would indeed be quite challenging." While Tu Duong was still talking, the thorn wolf lost patience and lunged at him. "But the equipment I have..." Pausing for a moment, he quickly took out the flame giant sword he had picked up from his inventory. With a slight flick of his wrist, he easily cleaved the thorn wolf in two. This was equipment he had painstakingly earned through hard work, and the system finally sluggishly announced, "Platinum Epic Equipment Flame Giant Sword equipped." The sword in Tu Duong's hand sparkled with the light of a broken, unlimited gem. He understood better than anyone that at his current level he shouldn't be able to wield this weapon. Thanks to the gem dropped by the spirit beast, he could use higher-level equipment. Remembering the countless failed attempts at crafting, he felt embarrassed. During the crafting process, he had to deal a strong blow and broke many high-level crafting attempts. Initially, he sold some unusable loot for 100 million, but now he was left with only 60 million. Only when he looked at the item Windstorm Call, worth 500 million, which was temporarily not fluctuating in price, did he feel a bit relieved. But if he sold this bow, he wouldn't have to worry about spending a little, and by then maybe Trio Min would buy it back himself, and he would become a laughingstock. The group of thorn wolves charged at him just as To Duong used a one-time silver-level spell scroll for an energy barrier. The effect could create a barrier that could withstand a total of 50k damage around his body. He watched as they continuously attacked, reducing the barrier's durability by 15, then 10, then 12. He sighed helplessly. Do these low-level beasts have such low intelligence they keep attacking like this without giving up? Tu Duong simply swung his hand upward. The remaining power hidden within the sword surged forth, engulfing the thorn wolves. Tu Duong indifferently took out an item and muttered to himself, "These wolves came to me, which is good. It would be a hassle to find them one by one. The system has already provided support for the mission progress. Eliminate 20-level thorn wolves 15 out of 100. He then tossed the item high into the sky, thinking, "It's better to invite you all here." This item was known as the Monster Attracting Stone, dropped by low-level bosses capable of attracting regular and elite monsters in the wilderness. Just 5 minutes later, a pack of level 19 thorn wolves surrounded Tu Duong. "They're here. The effect is pretty good. Let's catch all of you then," he taunted them while pulling out 2 items, including a one-time special-level Fire Ritual Spell Scroll level 70, which would cause all enemies around the user to take fire damage and grant a mid-level mental potion effect for 2 hours, boosting mental state by 150. In the blink of an eye, Tu Duong unleashed the fiery ritual technique, incinerating the pack of wolf monsters that dared to approach. Along with that, the system acknowledged his feat. He had defeated a rare monster, the wolf earning 212 experience points, and he had defeated another rare monster, the wolf earning 1232 experience points. Before he could catch his breath, another pack of wolves surrounded him. Seriously, there are over 100 of them already. Did all the monsters in the forest come here? But To Duong wasn't scared at all, as he was well prepared in his inventory. Fine, I'll respond in kind. Meanwhile, a small group was walking and complaining. What's going on? There are usually a lot of monsters here. We've walked 2 kilometers and haven't seen a single one. The blonde guy was even angrily cursing. We just encountered one and it didn't even look at us before running off in the other direction. What the hell? It's really confusing. Meanwhile, the red-haired teammate shrugged, wondering why the monsters here with such high attack power would run away upon seeing people. Can someone explain this to me? After listening to his 2 companions, the leader finally realized in frustration. I get it now, someone must be using a monster lure to attract all the creatures to him. Seriously, who's dumb enough to do that, trying to become monster food? Don't they know what shame is? Once everything was clear, the 3 of them angrily headed deeper into the forest. That brat, let's go find him. How dare he hog everything like that while doing his mission alone? Exactly. Let's teach him a lesson. Using monster lures out here is an insult to all of us. But just as they took a step forward, a destructive fire suddenly erupted from the forest. The force of it left the 3 of them in shock. Holy crap. This kind of magical fluctuation can only come from a high-level mage, right? Which powerful being is here in these low-level areas gathering materials? This whole place is about to be claimed by him. Faced with the absolute power of the artifact, the 3 of them could only retreat in unison. Hey, I just remembered I have something to do at home today. Me too. How about we do the mission another day? Over here, after clearing out an area of wolves, To Duong was checking his system panel. He had completed the task of killing the minions. Now only the boss remained. At this moment, the screen displayed the mission progress. Defeat 100 level 20 common wolves, 100 out of 100. Defeat 20 level 20 elite wolves, 20 out of 20. Defeat 1 level 20 boss wolf king, 0 out of 1. To Duong, excited for the final battle, murmured his assessment. This 5-star class change mission is pretty simple, though it feels a bit unfair. The scene shifted to the lair of the Wolf King, the habitat of the boss, requiring a party of 3 players above level 20. In a corner near the lair, Truong Lai, a level 22 mage, was the first to peek out and observe everything. Finally, we've reached the boss's lair. Is everyone ready? Lai Tam, a level 21 defensive warrior, responded. Don't worry, Truong. I bought you a basic strength potion. I should be able to hold out a bit longer. Tria Ungu, a level 21 ranger, hesitated, saying, I just hit first class and haven't tried my new skills yet. I'm not sure how strong they are. Truong Lai confidently laid out a strategy for his teammates. The Wolf King will definitely drop the Wolf King core, which I can use to forge my silver staff. That should be enough for level 40. Lai Tam, you take the hits in front, and Trio Nungu and I will attack from behind. Get ready to go. But before they could rush in, Triungu raised his hand to stop them. Wait a second, someone's coming, which dampened his enthusiasm. Really? Li Tam, seeing To Duong's calm demeanor as he entered the cave, became furious. What the hell is someone here to steal our loot? But upon closer inspection, Triungu rebutted, No, this kid looks young, he's probably just lost. Hearing his teammates say that, he kindly suggested, Why don't we help him out? But as soon as he finished speaking, Truong Lai smacked him on the head. Are you stupid letting that kid be bait during the boss's first skill attack, then rushing in to grab the loot? Isn't that better? Thanks to that, Li Tam realized just in time, Big brother, you're so wise. Just a moment later, all 3 felt something was off. What's going on in Earthquake? Meanwhile, To Duong stood confidently before the overwhelming pressure. Right in front of him was the king of the wolf pack. Due to the large number of wolves that had perished in the moonlit forest, the Wolf King was furious. In the moonlit forest, when the Wolf King entered a rage state, all its attributes increased by 30%. And no matter what state it was in, To Duong was ready to take its life. Truong Lai and his companions began to feel fear from the Wolf King's abnormal state. Holy crap, why is the boss going berserk? Do we still have to fight? I'm so scared. Hearing his teammates say that made him furious. He stepped out of their hiding spot. Damn it, if we're gonna play, why be afraid? If you're scared, don't play at all. Are we just gonna sit here and waste time? If we wait for the boss to reset, we might not even get a turn. Let's go before the boss kills that kid. But before they could finish assigning roles, Truong Lai and his 2 teammates were left speechless. Because To Duong over there had already received system recognition with just a few slashes. He had defeated the Wolf King, earning 30,000 experience points. Mission progress: defeat 1 level 20 Wolf King, 1 out of 1. The 5-star class change mission has been completed. Please return to the designated area to finish the class change. In response to the mechanical tone of the system, he casually asked, "Is that it?" After the battle, Tu Duong calmly assessed the items he had collected in front of Truong Lai. They were all trash, just something to sell. Even though what he held was the Wolf King core, a magical core containing power that could be used to enhance weapons of silver grade. After making the decision, Tu Duong hummed and sang as he left, feeling both easy and joyful. Time to go home. Truong Lai, who happened to overhear his plans nearby, shamelessly ran over to plead, Great lord, if you don't need the Beast King's core, could you..." Tu Duong didn't bother to show any mercy. He directly thrust his sword into the middle of Truong Lai's pants and sneered, "Who was it just now that wanted to use me as bait?" Hearing his plan exposed, Truong Lai quickly cried out, No, it wasn't me, I never thought that." A moment later, he crushed the crystal he owned right in front of Truong Lai. "If you want it, do it yourself." Only after Tu Duong turned to leave did Truong Lai sit down on the ground, breathing a sigh of relief that was terrifying. Luckily, he hadn't acted earlier. Triu Ngu stared blankly in the direction Tu Duong had gone. "Am I dreaming? I can't be dreaming, right?" Even Li Tam couldn't believe it. "Isn't that too much? He just took down the boss with one strike. Who is he?" After returning to the promotion hall, voices filled the air. You're back so soon. Do you have anything else to ask?" "I've completed the mission and am ready to promote." "Oh, so you finished the mission. Wait for me here a moment." When he finally got his bearings, the promotion guide of the Divine Temple was shocked to realize, You completed it. The 5-star promotion mission." Tu Duong replied nonchalantly, "That's right," even though he said that she still couldn't believe it. "No, it can't be. He just accepted the mission this morning. It's only been a few hours. How could he?" But then she saw the system display clearly stating, Promoter Tu Duong. Mission first promotion, 5-star promotion mission status completed. The promotion guide of the Divine Temple seemed a bit reluctant. Really completed. However, her heart was filled with suspicion and confusion. Completing it all in one day, it really made one think it was a scam. But since the system had no issues, it meant he had legitimately passed the mission without taking any damage. It wasn't until Tu Duong waved his hand asking, "Excuse me, can we start the promotion now?" Only then did the promotion guide of the Divine Temple realize her mistake, hurriedly clearing her throat and responding, "I apologize for the oversight. Please come in." Her mind was still in a jumble, but thankfully she had already informed the high priest someone with such talent must be utilized by the church. But all of that was soon overshadowed by Tu Duong's appearance. He was so handsome. I wonder if I could ask for his contact information later. After leading him back to the statue, she politely requested, "Please step up. The Divine Temple will automatically verify the completion of the mission." He responded courteously, "Sure." As Tu Duong stepped forward, countless lights from the statue quickly flew straight towards him. The system then displayed, Checking promotion mission defeated Common Beast, 100 out of 100 Elite Beast, 10 out of 10 Beast King Boss, 1 out of 1 check, complete promotion mission approved. In an instant, Tu Duong felt a surge of power flowing through his body. Just a moment later, a radiant glow of promotion suddenly appeared on his wrist, known to be a special reward for players who completed the promotion mission with colors and attributes varying based on the mission level. The levels were divided as follows. White glow for completing a 1-star mission increasing attributes by 2%. Green glow for a 2-star mission increasing attributes by 4%. Blue glow for completing a 3-star mission increasing attributes by 6%. Purple glow for a 4-star mission increasing attributes by 10%. But for a 5-star mission only, you could receive the top orange glow increasing basic attributes by 25%. Player Tu Duong successfully promoted to a Mage Warrior, completing the 5-star promotion mission, activating the orange glow with attributes increased by 25%. The Mage Warrior is a special class of warrior skilled in physical combat and diverse magical skills possessing immense power. Level up, level up. The first promotion was complete, raising the level cap to 40, checking experience points, 446,000 points, leveling up to level 34, receiving 210 attribute points. Quickly allocate the attribute points. Tu Duong thought for a moment and immediately chose Strength and Spirit, each 90 speed 30. After finishing the promotion process, he began to reflect, reaching level 34 immediately, plus the orange glow and the flame greatsword. This was not the information panel that an average player at this level would have truly impressive. The system didn't bother to hide it and displayed the information publicly. To Duong, level 34 class, first promotion, Mage Warrior attributes, strength 569 basic attributes, 230 plus equipment bonus 339, speed 123 basic attributes, 105 plus equipment bonus, 18 spirit 339 basic attributes, 165 plus equipment bonus, 174 receiving mission reward, the epic skill book of the Mage Warrior class. To Duong simply raised his hand to receive the system's reward book, Level Mage Sword, condensing magic power into a weapon dealing magical damage. The damage from the condensed weapon will depend on the strength and spirit attributes. He quickly utilized the skill he had just learned to create a mage sword from magic power. After trying a few slashes with its superior power, To Duong couldn't help but exclaim, "This skill is really good. It can be controlled by thought, and its appearance has no limitations. Whether in direct combat or surprise attacks, it's extremely useful. The most important thing is that the skill can level up equivalent to having a family heirloom weapon that never disappears and is incredibly cost-effective." Holding such overwhelming power made him feel an indescribable excitement. No wonder it was a 5-star promotion mission. The rewards were incredibly rich compared to other missions. When it comes to the second promotion, he would definitely choose the 5-star promotion mission. While he was basking in his own glory, To Duong suddenly heard the promotion guide of the Divine Temple say, "Congratulations, you have completed the 5-star mission. From now on, your reputation will be recorded in the Divine Temple, and you will become a VIP guest of the Divine Temple." At that moment, he suddenly remembered that he still had a privilege to claim. "Right, what benefits do VIPs have?" She happily replied, "Please wait a moment, I will help you confirm right away." Before she could finish speaking, they heard another person interject, "There's nothing that is a given." Bai Ling casually walked over and said, "Regarding the VIP matters, let me explain. Hello, my name is Bai Ling, and I am currently serving as the High Priest of the Transition Temple." The guide of the Transition Temple, seeing who had arrived, quickly bowed and greeted, "Your Excellency, you came personally." She gently replied, "Of course, for such a distinguished guest, I must personally welcome you. You may step back now." While Tu Duong was still confused about what was happening, he remembered that the high priest here was equivalent to the head of the Transition Temple. No high-ranking official would personally come to welcome him. Although on the surface, the guide of the Transition Temple was performing her duties correctly, saying, "Yes, of course," inside she was crying in regret, thinking she could have asked for his contact information. As soon as the person left, Bai Ling stepped forward to To Duong and made a suggestion. "It's not convenient to talk here. Please take your time. Let me take you to the VIP room for a discussion." Without hesitation, he took her hand and replied, "All right." Just a moment later, To Duong was pulled by a surge of energy. In the blink of an eye, he found himself in Bai Ling's reception room, filled with deep admiration. Spatial movement, a level 3 priest from this city possesses such advanced skills. No wonder everyone says the Transition Temple's power is beyond imagination. She seemed to read Tu Duong's thoughts and quickly denied, "I'm not that strong. It's just that within the temple I can borrow the power of the gods. You are the one who truly astonishes others." According to records, no one has ever achieved a 5-star transition in the Eastern Spirit City. Even in the Heavenly Spirit City, the last record of someone completing a 5-star mission was 10 years ago. This information surprised him a bit. The Heavenly Spirit City is the upper tier of the Eastern Spirit City with a development level several times higher. If it takes 10 years for someone to complete a star, it seems the number of 5-star transitioners is more scarce than he imagined. Bai Ling slowly outlined the services they could offer to Duong. According to the regulations of the Transition Temple, those who completed a 5-star mission could enjoy the following benefits. 1. A national subsidy of 10 million yuan per month. 2. Receiving a black gold identity card from Alliance X, which provides a 20% discount on purchases or transactions. After hearing this, To Duong was stunned for a few seconds, unable to believe it. Wow, the VIP treatment from the Transition Temple is that good, not counting the 10 million yuan subsidy. Just the black gold identity card from Alliance X is already worth a fortune. A 20% discount means if I spend 100 million, I get 20 million off. Plus another 10 million each month, that's a lot of money. I never expected to receive so many benefits at once. I have to say the Transition Temple is really impressive. Bai Ling continued to list everything. The subsidy, the black gold identity card, which has already been automatically linked to your ID by the Transition Temple. You don't need to do it yourself. Additionally, you can choose to join any A-level guild in this city. At this point, he wondered, is joining mandatory? She immediately understood and replied, "No, it's not necessary. However, personal abilities have their limits. Joining a guild not only provides experience buffs and other bonuses, but also offers team protection. Overall, it's a better option, right?" Tu Duong didn't rush to make a final decision, but quietly weighed the pros and cons. Indeed, solo players are easily targeted by others, especially someone like him who levels up quickly. While he wasn't afraid of players at the same level, encountering higher-level players could be a bit dangerous. Having a guild for protection wouldn't be bad. Moreover, his goals weren't limited to the Eastern Spirit City. Joining a guild was just the first step. He wanted to use it as a starting point to develop his strength and one day become the king who rules the world. At this moment, he envisioned a future where the people cheered for him, King Tu Duong. The beautiful dream made Tu Duong unable to hold back a smile. Even though he thought this way, he still didn't forget to ask, "So which guild can I choose?" Bai Ling immediately provided the information. "Currently, there are 2 A-level guilds in the Eastern Spirit City. Based on all the information, I think the one that suits you best is the Beast Guild." As soon as Tu Duong heard this name, his expression darkened. He awkwardly scratched his head and asked, "Hey, isn't there another guild? What about it?" Bai Ling honestly replied, "The other guild is the Cloud Mist Guild, which always competes with the Beast Guild. Their strength is decent but relatively modest." However, as soon as Tu Duong heard this, he decisively concluded, "Then I'll go with the Cloud Mist Guild," which left her confused. Why? Although she asked, that Bai Ling still registered him with a frown. "I understand now. Let me go process your membership with the Cloud Mist Guild right away. But there's something you need to know first." Only after completing the registration did she maliciously reveal the Cloud Mist Guild is an all-female guild, leaving Tu Duong speechless. A peaceful morning in the Heavenly Spirit City at the Cloud Mist Guild. Lam Uvu, level 85, was lounging on a hammock in the Cloud Mist Guild's B-level hall, reading a book while constantly complaining, "So boring, there's nothing interesting to do." Lam U. Van, level 99, was sipping tea in the Cloud Mist Guild's A-level hall. Upon hearing her sister's complaint, she pouted in disdain. "You're not even in your own guild, running over here every day to mooch off me, and you're complaining." Uvu began to act spoiled. "The guild's matters are too troublesome. I don't want to care." Before she could finish, she heard her sister burst through the door, scolding, "But you can't just skip work without greeting anyone. You should at least meet the new member who just joined." Saying that, she stepped aside to reveal Tuyet Tien, who was shyly facing everyone. "Hello, everyone." She quickly introduced herself. "Hello, guild leader. I'm Ko Tuyet Tien, a frost mage." Uvu was just waiting for her to finish speaking before teasing, "Not bad, very cute. You've passed the test," which made Tuyet Tien flustered. "Sick cute." While the team was getting acquainted, Yu Van suddenly received a notification. "What?" Her reaction immediately made everyone alert. "What's wrong? What's happening?" Yu Van, filled with confusion, announced, "A man just suddenly showed up at our guild." This answer made Uvu quickly glance over, but the answer they received was nothing but confusion. Right now, the guild was in chaos. Everyone was discussing this person who suddenly fell from the sky. I asked, but no one answered. The messages in the guild group exploded, and Modung Tuyet asked to see who had come in. And Ngu turned out to be a boy, Li Mok Tu. "Where is Modung Tuyet, the guild leader? Come out and explain a bit." "Lamu Van, where's the newcomer? Why isn't he speaking, Modung?" Tuyet pretended to be cold. "Aningju is your brother there." Yu Van could only force a smile at this tragic scene and asked, "Isn't your guild supposed to only accept female students? Did someone make a mistake?" The more Yu Van listened, the more her head ached, and she could only explain, "No, this person was appointed by the Divine Temple after a class change. He completed a 5-star class change mission and is recognized as a VIP by the Divine Temple, able to choose any A-level guild to join. I have no right to refuse." In contrast to them, Tuyet Tien couldn't help but exclaim upon hearing this news, "A 5-star class change mission. Is it really possible for someone to complete such a monstrous task? That's impressive." Tunan felt confused but wondered why he didn't choose a spirit beast. Yu Van, feeling annoyed, replied, "Who knows anyway, let's put aside this Tu Duong for now. I'll arrange to meet him. Even if he joins the guild, if he misbehaves, I can still find a way to kick him out." Thanks to these words, Tuyet Tien accidentally heard the familiar name, Tu Duong. She quickly caught on to her unusual feelings and asked, "Do you know him?" "That's right, this newcomer is indeed from Donglin City," Tuyet Tien honestly admitted. "I actually have a friend named To Duong, but he just changed classes yesterday, so he should be at the same level as me. Yuvan, upon hearing this, thought it was just a coincidence of the same name. Just then, another person pushed the door open and came in with news. Guild leader, I just received accurate information. The Spirit Beast Guild was completely wiped out in the Black Dragon dungeon. Their attention immediately shifted to this matter. What? Modung Tuyet, level 95 from Yuvan's guild, entered and slowly explained, although I'm not sure what those spirit beasts were doing, it's certain they were wiped out. Yuvan frowned upon hearing this. I didn't expect the spirit beasts could turn the tables like this. It seems we should be more careful with our strategy for the giant forest. Modung Tuyet continued to provide more information she had gathered. Also, it seems the weapon of that Triu Min has been lost. I saw a storm blade being auctioned in the 9 treasures, and currently only one person is bidding on it. It must be someone from the Spirit Beast Guild. Everyone guess what I did. She was just waiting for this moment to act childish. So doesn't that mean I should raise the price really high? She excitedly boasted. That's right, I argued with him for a while, and the price skyrocketed to tens of billions, making the Spirit Beast Guild suffer a painful defeat. Uvu suddenly burst into laughter. Sister Modung, you did great. The person they were missing at that moment just sneezed. Triu Min, following his guild leader, was lamenting, Black Dragon Ice Demoness, I will never forgive you. Loi's son in front was holding his face in regret. This seller can't be contacted. 1.4 billion our guild's fee. The cursed money is not polite at all, adding another knife. He reminded himself that the news of Triu Min's weapon exploding must have spread everywhere. This was definitely a malicious act of competition. Thinking of this, he couldn't help but kick Triu Min. Get up, how long are you going to kneel? Triu Min cried out in pain. Boss, please don't kick me. Having enjoyed himself, Loi's son ignored the people there and walked toward the guild's door. The equipment has been bought. Now we should discuss the main issue. Just as he began, he heard someone from the high seat loudly refute, You say our power is flawed, ridiculous. Chutai level 110-5 transitions Blood Warrior from the Tiankou Guild, the strategic team not only did not believe their story, but also cited his own experience. We have cleared the Black Dragon Bao Lui dungeon at least 5 times. Based on that, we compiled this guide. We have checked every step carefully. There is absolutely no problem. You followed our guide step by step, right? Loi's son immediately defended his guild. That's true, we acted according to the Tiankou Guild's guide, but the behavior of this black dragon is indeed a major issue completely different from the description in the guide. Of course, I don't doubt your professionalism, but I dare say that what I'm saying is the truth. If not, would I use my guild's main force to get wiped out just to deceive you? How could that be possible? As soon as he finished speaking, a sword flew across. Lu Tu, level 103-5 transitions. Dark Hunter casually caught the sword's tip and disdainfully remarked, A bunch of useless trash. The food has been chewed and served to you, yet you still let a level 99 trash boss wipe out your team. What use are you? Now you still want to provoke our exploration team who gave you the face to do that. Hearing this insult, he darkened his face and demanded, Sir, please mind your words. But he was pointed at and even mocked. What if you're a chicken train more? If you can't take a loss, then don't play, got it? Only when Lu Tu had finished talking did someone else remind him, That's enough, Lu Tu, you should tone it down. In the end, it was still Chu Tai who calmly proposed a solution. The Tiankou Guild has always valued credibility and absolutely does not sell any misleading information. So I will arrange for the exploration team to verify the Black Dragon Bao Lui. If what you say is true, we will take responsibility for all your losses. If the strategy is correct, then it can only prove that your guild leader Loi made a mistake somewhere which has nothing to do with us. How does that sound? Loi's son, upon hearing this, was satisfied and replied, If that's the case, then thank you for your hard work. He then turned to ask the others, Tomorrow the 4 of us will take guild leader Loi to the dungeon to find out the truth. Is that okay? Level 108-5 transitions, Holy Vision, Saint Muk Truong Ka Han calmly replied, yes. Along with him was level 104-5 transitions, Mountain Barrier Enchanter Trang Chan. Lu Tu, though appearing indifferent, still had to show some respect and replied, I have no objections. Just then, the door swung open again, accompanied by a thick black mist. Loi's son and Tian Nguyen immediately became alert and asked, Who is it? Chu Tai, already accustomed to this scene, could only explain helplessly, You don't need to panic. This is Mr. Tran Luan from the Tiankou Guild headquarters. Thanks to this, he understood. He's a big shot from the headquarters. Level 115-5 transitions Death Mage Tran Luan upon entering mysteriously questioned Chu Tai. I believe I mentioned that if you want to go to the Black Dragon Bao Lui, you must inform me. Chu Tai could only bow and explain. I'm sorry, Master Tran. This mainly falls under the logistics of our exploration team. We didn't want to disturb you. However, Tran Luan didn't want to hear any lengthy explanations and directly declared, no need for explanations. Tomorrow I will go with you. He had no choice but to agree to this request. Yes, I understand. After receiving a positive response, he turned to lick his dry lips, exclaiming, what a delicious soul, each harvest makes my treasure stronger. Even if I kill it 1,000 times, it won't be enough. My beloved Black Dragon, I'm here to kill you again. No matter how many times I look, Chu Tai can only feel speechless. I just can't stand this perverted old man. After calming down, Loi's son began to count silently. 5 fifth-tier masters and even a master from the Heavenly Mechanism Guild. With a team of this scale, flattening a level transition dungeon is completely doable. This time, it's definitely secure. The more he thought about it, the more excitement surged within him. If he could successfully kill the Black Dragon, great. If they were wiped out by the Black Dragon, that would serve them right. No matter if you're a real guide or a fake one, my losses are severe. I must make that arrogant guide pay. Let them kill each other, Black Dragon and the exploration team. Night quickly fell, enveloping everything. After a long day, Tu Duong finally had time to check the messages in the guild. Oh my, it's a guild full of women! The chat channel was buzzing non-stop, and more than half of it was about him. Luckily, he quickly muted it. Otherwise, he would have gone deaf. At that moment, he unexpectedly received a notification from the system. The diamond tier weapon, Stormcaller, that you auctioned has a new bid. Curious, Tu Duong switched to voice chat. Someone has placed a bid. Let me check it out. Just a moment later, he was shocked. What the hell is this? Do these two have a grudge? They have bid over 10 pages. With the notifications flooding in, it went like this. 1 Noble Spirit Prince bids 500 million inches. Frost Demoness bids 501 million inches. 2 Noble Spirit Princes bid 505 million inches. Frost Demoness bids 505 million and 1 copper. 3 Noble Spirit Princes bid 600 million inches. Frost Demoness bids 600 million and 1 copper. 58 Noble Spirit Princes bid 1,403 million. When he saw the final price, Tu Duong couldn't help but exclaim over 1,000,000,004. When no one else wanted to bid, the system asked, according to the assessment, this has exceeded the average highest price by 40%. Do you confirm the sale? Without thinking, he clicked yes, along with deep gratitude to the unknown stranger. No. I have to admit, thank you to the unnamed Frost Demoness for helping me raise the price. Tu Duong was even more excited when he received a series of notifications from the system. Transaction confirmed, transaction successful. The system detected that you are a Black Gold member of Alliance X. You are exempt from all transaction fees in this auction and receive an additional 5% of the auction price as benefits transferred to your account, 15,015 billion. Current balance, 15,515 billion. He felt a bit indulgent about the benefits. He had free procedures plus 5% cashback equivalent to 10% profit, directly earning 100 million. So comfortable, so enjoyable. This is the ultimate enjoyment that a premium member should have. After wrapping everything up, Tu Duong could finally close his eyes and rest a bit. He was really looking forward to doing it again tomorrow. This feeling of grinding levels was a bit addictive. After experiencing such pleasure, who would want to grind monsters for loot anymore? This sleep lasted until 7 a.m. the next morning. He started a new day with a notification from the system the boss duty cooldown has completed. Upon hearing this, Tu Duong immediately sat up. It's here the system screen began displaying news. Checking it showed a challenge for the transition class dungeon with 5 members from the S-level Exploration Guild and 1 member from the A-level Spirit Beast Guild. Do you wish to connect? He quickly slipped on his sandals and got out of bed. Looking at the screen displaying the Exploration Guild's emblem and the question yes or no, Tu Duong was a bit surprised. It was the renowned Exploration Guild known as the Dungeon Assassins who had conquered countless dungeons and created strategies. There were many high-level players above level 100 in the guild. They must have already cleared this dungeon, so why the sudden visit? Could it be because of the spirit beast being wiped out? But the more he thought about it, the more excited he became. He declared, regardless of your intentions, bringing only 6 people means you must be absolutely confident in your strength. Then I won't hold back either. A moment later, Tu Duong's soul was connected to the body of the Black Dragon. Connection confirmed, boss connection successful. His whole body suddenly ignited with surging enthusiasm. It's time to start my second challenge. At this moment, Duong hovered in midair, his gaze slowly sweeping over the entire battlefield below. In an instant, a cold thought arose in his heart. The elite monsters that had died before were revived, but that was nothing surprising. After all, the Black Dragon's fortress was just a diamond-tier dungeon which could be restored like in the game. Only dungeons of celestial tier and above could not be restored. As that thought flashed, his gaze shifted slightly, stopping at a cage placed in a deep corner. Inside the cage, a spirit was tightly imprisoned. Her face was filled with vigilance as she spoke. What do you want?" Duong did not answer, but quietly assessed her. From the perspective of the Black Dragon, this elf was just a beautiful pet. Speaking of which, why was this elf locked up here? When he wasn't connected, the Black Dragon could only act according to the rules. Unable to figure out the clue, Duong simply moved on. With a slight thought, the tracking interface immediately opened before him. Let's see if anyone from the exploration team has arrived. On the screen, a fully equipped team was slowly advancing deep into the central area. Their formation was orderly and their coordination was tight, clearly much better prepared. Indeed, there were 5 transition-class players, and Loi Sun from the Spirit Beast Guild was also here. It seems they really did come back to clean up the aftermath from the previous encounter. The exploration team's after-sales service is really good. After watching for a while, Duong quietly observed, gradually considering. The combat power of the spirit beasts this time would definitely be much stronger, but as long as they couldn't get the dragon heart, they shouldn't cause too much damage to him. To ensure safety, he should probe a bit first. It's best not to be careless with transition-class players. Thinking this, he no longer hesitated. He turned to his subordinates behind him. "You guys take the Earth soldiers out to deal with the intruders." The monsters obeyed the order without hesitation. "Understood." Just as they were about to leave, Duong suddenly called one of the minions back. "Wait a minute, you stay!" The minion, confused, pointed at himself and cautiously asked me. On the exploration team's side, the voices of the team members echoed, "There's nothing unusual happening here. The strategy content is still accurate. The spirit beasts really didn't lie to us. In the air, Liu Zi was fighting while expressing his opinion. I think they might have turned the tables and deliberately caused trouble." On the ground, Kahan calmly warned, "Don't be complacent. Maintain the barrier and defeat the boss before talking." Suddenly, he noticed strange movements in the distance. "What's going on over there?" He saw dust and smoke rising in that direction, swirling and spreading, and a murderous aura was rapidly expanding. After a few seconds passed, when the visibility gradually became clearer, the scene that unfolded immediately shocked everyone. The exclamations escaped their lips almost instinctively. "What the hell, there are so many monsters!" In front, a monster slowly stepped forward, an icy aura spreading around its emotionless gaze, sweeping across the battlefield before it commanded, "Leave no intruder alive, take them all down." Seeing this scene, Loi Sun couldn't help but complain, his voice tinged with dissatisfaction and tension. It was the same last time, but there were even more monsters now. Chu Tai's expression turned serious as he reassured, "It's indeed surprising, but this level of threat isn't enough to endanger our expedition." Immediately, he stepped forward loudly, directing amidst the chaotic battlefield. "Everyone form up, I'll hold the elite monsters. The rest focus on taking out the smaller ones, then concentrate fire on our target." Everyone responded in unison. "Understood." In the next moment, Lu Tu and Trong Chan almost simultaneously unleashed their powers, a fierce surge of mana exploding forth, powerful techniques being unleashed one after another. Sandstorm, mountain barrier. Not far away, Chu Tai and Kahan also used their formidable skills to eliminate monsters. Furious strike, holy blessing. Just a few dozen minutes passed and they had achieved victory. He disdainfully assessed, "What a waste of time. Let's keep moving." This scene caught Duong's eye, making him admire. No wonder he's a 5th-tier master. His power truly is like that of a celestial being testing the mortal realm. Moreover, that mysterious spell hasn't even been used yet. It's not simple at all. Looks like I'll have to step in myself. With that thought, Duong swiftly spread his wings, creating a gust of wind that made the spirits shield their faces. Watching him fly away, the monsters began to murmur in confusion. "Is Lord Athos going into battle again?" "Wait, why does that sound familiar? Have you ever seen Lord Athos fight before?" "No, I haven't, but it feels oddly familiar." In the cage, the spirit girl murmured in doubt, "How can this be? He's going into battle on his own again. What on earth happened with this black dragon? It wasn't like this when I was captured." Back at the expedition team, Loi-sun kept praising as he walked. "No wonder this is the top strategy under the heavenly mechanism. I've seen the strength of this expedition today. It's just that it's not quite like the scenarios in the strategy." Hearing this, Chu-tai replied seriously, "Indeed, we'll see how it goes when the dungeon ends." But before he could finish, Tran Luan coldly mocked, "You can't even handle a few small monsters, yet you call yourselves a guild that has never failed. How ridiculous, just collect some fresh corpses of the dragon race." Seeing this, he retorted unhappily, "Tran, in your eyes, the strength of our guild may seem insignificant, but this strategy does have its issues. As the head of the heavenly mechanism, you should be fair." Instantly, the old man turned away, a menacing smile creeping across his face. "These kids have some guts daring to question me. Say 2 more words and I'll add a human specimen to my collection." Hearing this, Loi-sun stammered in shock. What?" At that moment, Chu-tai quickly stood in front of him, his tone humble and conciliatory. "Master, please don't joke like that. You'll scare our guests. Everyone stay calm." Behind him, Loi-sun was horrified, realizing that the old man had genuinely wanted him dead just now. Up ahead, he cursed under his breath. "This perverted old man doesn't think about the consequences at all. If he really wipes out the guests, how will we handle the aftermath?" Watching this scene, Loi-sun felt a surge of anger rise within him. "You keep rambling. Just wait until you see the black dragon and see if you can still smile." Suddenly, a shadow loomed over the land, causing him to look up in confusion. Black dragon. Instantly, Loi-sun screamed in horror, "It's the black dragon." He immediately became serious, asking, "The boss is really moving first, what now?" Next to him, Trong-chan whispered in shock, "Is this a bug? The spirit beast isn't tricking us right." In the blink of an eye, Chu-tai shouted a serious order. "Form up, everyone! Old man, maintain the mountain barrier. Lu-tu, be ready to shift forms at any moment. Naima, prioritize healing Lu-tu. Keep my health at 30%. The team members quickly replied loudly, "Understood." Then he at the front used his power, Blood Rage, and the screen displayed the information of the skill. Blood Warrior's innate ability. When HP is below 30%, all attributes increase, reducing damage taken. As Tu Duong appeared, he looked down at the group expectantly. "Let me see everyone." The expedition team at the same time quickly attacked him. Furious Strike, dealing physical damage of 158,931. Furious Strike, dealing physical damage of 145,191. Shadow Strike, dealing dark damage of 13,774. Earthquake, dealing magical damage of 133,431. Below ground, Kahan was also mobilizing forces to support her teammates. Holy Light, healing Lu, dealing magical damage of 12,678. Seeing To Duong unaffected, everyone anxiously exclaimed, "This damage isn't right at all." But he himself wasn't surprised. Indeed, as long as there was a damage reduction buff, even a 5th-tier caster couldn't deal high damage. Over there, Chu-tai was dodging attacks while calmly reassuring, "This is the Black Dragon's damage reduction buff. We'll take our time, no need to rush." Not far away, Lu-tu jumped up, smugly revealing, "I knew it would happen." Hearing this, To Duong sneered, "Do you know why I'm doing this?" Just a moment later, he launched an attack aimed directly at Trong-chan, causing him to scream in shock. "Whoa, the boss is targeting the back line!" He saw a massive sharp tail swoop down rapidly, dragon charge. At that critical moment, Chu-tai rushed in to block it. "Not on my watch." Seeing this, To Duong sighed regretfully. What a pity. There was clearly a good chance to take out the back line. Suddenly, from behind, Lu-tu appeared, ambushing To Duong. "You're exposed from behind. Take my hit." Shadow Assassin form increasing attack power speed and critical hit rate significantly, and all skills receive dark damage effects. He attacked To Duong with all his might while cursing Dai Shadow Execution, dealing physical damage of 13,291 and dark damage of 11,784. But after that blow, he couldn't believe his own words. "My strongest execution skill, Shadow Execution, can even take down a minor boss with hundreds of thousands of health in an instant. Why is this diamond-level boss only taking this little damage? This damage reduction is ridiculous." Without waiting for Lu-tu to think further, To Duong quickly counterattacked. Lu-tu HP at 1%, shield at 0%. To Duong coldly looked at him, his tone haughty as he declared, "Now it's your turn, completely exposed. Go meet the Grim Reaper." But unfortunately, his goal wasn't achieved. There was still a bit of health left. Lucky you, but how long can you stay lucky? Over there, Chu Tai hurriedly ran closer to his teammates. Lu Tu Trang Chan, he expressed relief. That was too dangerous. You were right at the edge of death. Good thing you had the shield. Old man, quickly give him some potions. Hearing this, a voice from afar immediately responded, coming. Suddenly, Kahan noticed something and froze in shock. Seeing Tu Duong's movements, he was horrified and guessed, could it be the annihilation of the earth? Chu Tai couldn't believe it, murmuring that this attack was supposed to be unleashed only when HP dropped below 70%. How could it be happening now? In an instant, the place was engulfed in flames. The scorching pink smoke made Tu Duong ponder in disbelief, was he still alive? But this attack must have come from the last defensive skill of that barrier mage, and with the annihilation of the earth on top of that, they would surely perish. Below, Chu Tai cautiously questioned why the boss wasn't following the rules, his tone filled with anxiety as he pointed out that it seemed to have intelligence understanding tactics and exploiting their weaknesses. This is a diamond-level boss. It should act according to the rules. How could it suddenly think for itself? The skill that protected everyone was the final skill of the Mountain Barrier Mage, which reduced damage by 90% for allies inside and restored HP over 10 seconds with a cooldown of 360 seconds. Just then, Tran Luan soared up and arrogantly declared, "What a bunch of useless fools, in the end you still need me to take action." Seeing the old team leader, he couldn't contain his excitement and shouted, "Master Tran Luan." Immediately after, the old man grimly recited an incantation. "In this endless abyss I summon the ancient soul, guided by my will, heed my call with your power, and might destroy this world. Come forth the skeletal dragon Malthus." Instantly a shadow appeared before them. Looking at the monster before him, Tu Duong speculated, was he a spirit mage? Tu Duong, in the form of the black flame wings, quietly stood aside, his calm gaze following the skeletal dragon Malthus, continuously calculating and comparing the strengths of both sides. The Spirit Mage was an extremely rare special class. It was said that high-level spirit mages could even summon boss-level spirits from dungeons. So was this skeletal dragon on par with him. Across from him, Tran Luan's eyes suddenly lit up with excitement, his mouth curling into a wild grin, and without hesitation he commanded, "Go tear your enemy apart." Immediately, the skeletal dragon Malthus unleashed its power, charging forward like a whirlwind, using all its strength aimed directly at him, making him secretly marvel. Incredible! This seemingly weak skeletal dragon has such great power. However, Tu Duong understood that he couldn't continue to hold back like this. In the next moment, he gathered all the strength in his body and violently threw the skeletal dragon back, his cold voice ringing out, "Get lost!" The skeletal dragon Malthus slid back angrily, roaring its roar, shaking the ground and sky. Then it opened its bony mouth wide, its eye sockets flickering with a dim fire, and a deep purple flame carrying the aura of death surged forth, death's flame. Facing that attack, Tu Duong did not retreat, his cold gaze igniting with battle intent. He also opened his mouth to unleash a torrent of fire, annihilation of the earth. "You think I should fear you?" The two tremendous forces collided in mid-air, creating an earth-shattering explosion, shockwaves surging violently. Smoke billowed thickly, and Chu Tai and Loi Sun huddled nearby, their faces pale with fear and confusion. Facing the boss's ultimate move directly was truly unprecedented. Amidst the chaos, he had to admit one thing: although the old man Tran Luan was annoying, his strength was genuine. As the smoke gradually cleared, Tu Duong squinted slightly, his sharp gaze piercing through the haze, calmly assessing its power, which was indeed not weak, but he hadn't used all his strength yet. Not stopping there, his entire body erupted once more, the black flames swirling around him fiercely. Then he unleashed a powerful torrent of fire, pouring all his strength into it. The fierce flames surged like a violent wave, directly engulfing the skeletal dragon Malthus, the terrifying pressure blowing its bony body away. In the end, the battlefield was left in ruins, flames blazing high. Everything now lay silent in the sea of fire. Tu Duong slowly approached, his indifferent gaze fixated on the remaining bones of the skeletal dragon Malthus, a sneer of disdain curling at the corners of his mouth. "Is that all there is?" Just as he was about to rejoice for no more than 3 seconds, suddenly a cold, bony hand gripped his tail from behind. The sudden squeeze made Tu Duong freeze for a moment, his eyes wide open in confusion. "What the hell?" To his surprise, the skeletal dragon Malthus was still alive. It struggled to crawl on the ground. Its pitiful and stubborn appearance made him slightly astonished. "This thing can still come back to life!" Outside the battlefield, Tran Luan watched the spectacle, laughing heartily. "Fresh corpses, just how many do you want? Get up and fight for me, skeletal dragon Malthus." To Duong thought to himself, as expected, it's the skill of the spirit mage. In the next moment, it suddenly sprang up powerfully, its momentum completely different from before, as if it had never been defeated. The skeletal dragon Malthus had returned stronger than ever, dealing physical damage of 59,418. Each physical attack landed made him feel a bit panicked. This is bad. It relentlessly charged at Duong, each blow coming down like a storm. Malthus's fury had risen, dealing magical damage of 77,491, 79,652, 80,313. He was caught off guard, taking every hit without dodging. The black flame wings of the black dragon Athos in its juvenile form had his HP at 81%. This damage was much higher than that of a class changer. If this continued, he might lose. In a moment of crisis, Duong suddenly turned around, channeling power into his tail, and struck hard, directly slapping the skeletal dragon Malthus. At least it salvaged a bit of face. I need to catch my breath quickly, it's about to catch up. The battle dragged on with no signs of ending. Duong dodged while observing the opponent, guessing wildly, this guy, doesn't he know how to fly? In the distance, Tran Luan immediately recognized his pet's weakness. His face turned extremely unpleasant, teeth clenched in frustration. What a hassle! Malthus the bone dragon attacked the enemy with ranged attacks. Hearing the command, it tilted its head back and continuously unleashed waves of magical attacks towards him in the air. Duong soared gracefully through the sky, easily dodging each strike as if it were a piece of cake. How could they hit me with attacks like this? As he glided past, he glanced down. At this height, the summoner was completely unguarded, while Tran Luan was glaring up with eyes sharp as bullets. The old man was so furious he nearly went mad, stomping and jumping up while shouting loudly, "Malthus, come back and protect me now!" Just then, Duong zipped close to Malthus the bone dragon, a cold smirk on his lips. "You've been tricked." Not wanting to linger, it was already irritating to watch. He delivered a powerful kick, sending it flying aside as if tossing it into a chicken coop. Get lost bone dragon version throwaway. The tremendous impact sent the old man flying away, his aura visibly weakened Tran Luan 20% HP. And then a loud explosion rang out. The whole group crashed into the pile of rubble nearby. With that much blood left, I thought this paper-thin mage would have gone down with one hit. Duong hovered in the air, seemingly still not calming his anger, his eyes bloodshot, murderous intent swirling violently. Close to death, the Chutai's group immediately gathered to protect Tran Luan, a tense atmosphere spreading rapidly through the formation. Trang Chan raised both hands to create a transparent barrier, while his voice decisively rang out, "Quickly return the blood shield retreat to a safe area first understood." The old man writhed on the ground, his face pale, but still grinding his teeth in curses. "Damn it, sharing half the damage with my teammates, I take 50% damage reduction myself." Feeling the familiar state enveloping him, Tran Luan's gaze shifted, suddenly realizing, so it was Chu Tai. If he hadn't always been there to help his teammates in time, their numbers would have dropped long ago. His voice carried a hint of impatience as he asked directly, "That kid, Lu Tu, hasn't returned yet." They stood behind, reassuring him. "Master, don't worry, the time difference isn't too much. He should be back soon." Looking at Duong's difficult expression, a thought flashed through Tran Luan's mind. Lu Tu, that guy who likes to be different, had been so chaotic earlier he hadn't noticed. It seemed he had disappeared for a while. Could it be he went to get the dragon heart? Just as the atmosphere grew heavy, Trang Chan suddenly pointed off into the distance, his voice barely concealing excitement. "Captain Lu Tu is back." In the distance, a large plume of smoke suddenly rose, obscuring their view. Upon seeing this, the crowd couldn't help but cheer. "Great, we're sure to win now." In the hazy smoke, a gigantic shadow gradually emerged, the familiar figure making everyone more certain of their guesses. Indeed, it was like that, but was it a bit too early to celebrate? Unexpectedly, right after that, a bright green monster with an excited expression charged out of the smoke, its voice resonating with respect. "Lord Athos, I'm back." It knelt on one knee before Duong, both hands raised high with a shining object. "I've retrieved the dragon heart. Thankfully, I didn't disgrace this mission." Duong glanced at the object, nodded slightly. Well done. What was presented was clearly an extremely valuable necklace, hiding within it an ancient, incomprehensible symbol, a powerful aura radiating from it. Seeing this scene, Chu Tai's face immediately changed, his eyes filled with panic and disbelief. How is this possible? Amidst the astonishment of the crowd, Duong extended his hand, casually accepting the necklace, his voice carrying a faint smile. Those despicable conquerors, luckily I was prepared. Obtaining the dragon heart and victory will be. However, the moment his fingertips lightly brushed the necklace, a blinding light suddenly erupted. He felt a tremendous force surge into his body, his aura explosively increasing in an instant. This is at the same time, cold notifications echoed in his mind. Detected an unavoidable factor, diamond level, secret realm. Black Dragon Fortress level change occurred, secret realm level, beginning to upgraded to exquisite level. Just then, a strange light suddenly flashed atop the priest tower, causing everyone to panic, the sound of shouting ringing out continuously. What's happening? An earthquake. One person shouted in panic amidst the swirling energy. Priest, this energy disturbance is very unusual. What's going on? Bak Lin quickly stepped forward, speaking in a deep voice as she walked. I sense a powerful aura being generated somewhere in the secret realm. I didn't expect even the real world would be affected. She stood at the highest point of the priest tower, looking down at the entire area below, her gaze solemn and profound. This world, I fear, is about to face a major event. On the other side of the mountains, a shrill scream shattered the suffocating atmosphere. No way. Loi Sun stood frozen in disbelief, his face filled with incredulity. Exquisite level, how is that possible? Trong Chan, standing beside him, couldn't help but shudder, his expression heavy. I've never heard of a secret realm being able to level up until now. Duong stood in the middle of the battlefield, feeling as if he had just undergone a rebirth, his aura exploding his body, seemingly becoming much more terrifying than before Athos's black flame wings' exquisite level. This situation is something even I couldn't have anticipated. I never expected to level up to level 100 with all attributes enhanced and unlocking the ultimate skill. I stared intently at the system panel that appeared before me, my heart racing as I saw all my attributes significantly increase, along with the ultimate skill and the boss, Athos of the Black Flame Wings, now at level 100 with 6 million GP attributes of the Shadow Dragon Clan strength, 4,221 speed 17. O2 Spirit 1821, a new skill, the Infernal Annihilation, with the powerful force of the Black Flame, creating a hellish prison that kills any who dare to resist, dealing a whopping 1,000% damage, and it even has a resurrection blocking function. In this gaming era where you don't die unless your level hits 0, this is truly an overpowered skill. But it didn't stop there. Below the skill panel, a special bright green line caught my eye, warning that souls killed by this skill cannot be resurrected, with an option to choose whether or not to eliminate them. I tilted my head back and read it over and over, still not understanding. System, what does this mean? The system has acknowledged that I received the blood key of the Dragon Heart, thus I have leveled up. The Dragon Heart, could it be? I then looked down at the glowing necklace in my hand, and a clear suspicion began to form in my mind. This black dragon should have its power at the ultimate level, but due to the existence of the Dragon Heart, it overlooked the special attributes of the black dragon, which led to the secret realm being downgraded to diamond level. Now that the special mechanism of the Dragon Heart is lost, the difficulty has naturally increased. Right now, my body was glowing continuously. Although I still didn't fully understand what this ultimate level meant, the situation had already changed. Suddenly, a figure flew in from afar at an incredible speed, and hearing the wind howling through the air, I immediately turned my gaze, feeling alert. Below, the remaining few looked up and shouted, "Hey, I searched that grave and couldn't find the Dragon Heart anywhere. Are we mistaken?" Hearing this, Liu Zi was stunned, his eyes wide as he looked towards the battlefield. "That boss, why does it look like a lizard?" The moment his gaze landed on the glowing necklace in my palm, it felt like lightning struck his mind. The Dragon Heart. How could it be here? As if sensing Liu Zi's intentions, Chu Tai behind him shouted in panic, "Don't act recklessly, get back. Doesn't this idiot see the system's notification?" However, he broke into a twisted smile devoid of humanity, and his body shot forward swiftly, his voice dripping with disdain. "Don't worry, this fool can't catch up to my speed." Without hesitation, Liu Zi poured all his strength into leaping straight towards my hand, holding the necklace, greed evident in his eyes. At that moment, I remained expressionless. Just as Liu Zi got close, I slammed my hand down hard, instantly crushing that figure without any resistance. Liu Zi, your teammate has died. Luo Shan, witnessing this scene, was drenched in cold sweat. Captain Chu, what do we do now? Chu Tai's face darkened as he quickly calculated in his mind. Normally, a boss in the ultimate secret realm requires a team of 10 to 20 people to take down, and with this few, we have no chance right now. We only have... Just as that thought crossed his mind, he gritted his teeth, turned and began to run without hesitation. We can't win, retreat. The group exclaimed loudly. Captain Chu, are you trying to run away? He ran off like a coward. What else could he do? Anyone who stubbornly charges in after this is just being foolish. I watched their fleeing figures, a slow smile creeping onto my face, filled with killing intent. Judging wisely, but did they really think I would let them go? With that, I shot forward, my figure slicing through the wind like a bolt of lightning, the black flames trailing behind me like a streak of death. Ahead, a bolt of lightning struck the ground and the teleportation gate finally appeared. Someone panicked and shouted, I see the teleportation gate, let's go! But at that moment, Luo Shan suddenly felt a chill run down his spine and instinctively glanced back, feeling alert. In an instant, I appeared right behind them, an overwhelming aura pressing down, causing the entire formation to fall into chaos. It's chasing us, the exit is blocked, Chu Tai roared in despair. Stack all buffs quickly, do everything we can to break through, let as many of us escape as possible. In response to their desperate struggles, I opened my mouth without hesitation, the black flames swirling violently, and then unleashed a massive torrent of fire, annihilating everything. Instantly, the four of them looked like they were about to be roasted into charred meat. Chu Tai planted his large sword, trying to hold his ground. The damage from this boss is terrifying. My strongest defensive barrier can break with just one hit. Kai Han lay flat, groaning. My mana is running low too. If the boss hits us again, we're definitely dead. At this moment, he was breathing heavily, lowering his voice to the others. Everyone quickly put all important items into the storage dimension to prevent loss, minimize damage. There's no hope left now. However, Chen Lun suddenly roared in protest, his tone stubborn and frantic. No way I won't admit defeat. I've killed thousands of people. I know all their strengths like the back of my hand, even if I level up to the ultimate level so what I can still kill again. He laughed maniacally, his eyes rolling back, raising his hands to the sky. With the power of my spirit, break the limits of life and death, let your existence appear in this world once more. Instantly, eerie green flames erupted around, and the skeletal dragon Malthus took its position, the aura of death, spreading across the battlefield. The army of the dead, introducing the skill to summon all dying creatures on the battlefield to become my subordinates with unlimited duration, but it will continuously consume the mana and HP of the caster. With everything ready, Chen Lun roared and initiated the attack. Go tear the enemy apart for me! But just as they charged forward, I looked at the scene before me with disgust, my gaze icy, and I forcefully waved my hand forward. Die, you rabble! The Malthus bone dragon roared in fury, spewing out brilliant purple flames. Tuduang merely turned his face to the side, coldly judging within, thinking with this little firepower my skin won't even get scratched. The purple flames grew fiercer, the eerie light spreading wide, and the violent aura kept rising. Faced with this menacing aura, he simply dove in lightly, aiming to smash its head the ground, shattering into pieces. The Malthus bone dragon was already firmly in his palm, while Tran Luan stood across, staring at the scene with an expression so blank it was reduced to 3 dots of utter helplessness. Blood oozed from the old man's eyes and nose continuously, yet his mouth remained defiantly cursing that damn beast. But the class changer can't die or be destroyed. Even if I fail this time, I will eliminate you next time and completely devour your soul. Tran Luan spread his arms wide, laughing like a madman. Regrettably, the elite dungeon can't be reset. I want to destroy you many more times. Those words completely infuriated Tuduang, the killing intent in his eyes, flaring up intensely, wanting to end everything. If you say such things, do you think I can just let you escape? Then let me try a new move on you. As the thought ended, he soared into the air, his black flame wings spreading wide in front the dark dragon aura, surging violently. In an instant, a massive wave of fire erupted fiercely, sweeping everything on the battlefield. The spirit language, the stillness of hellfire. The sea of flames immediately engulfed everything. Even the remaining crowd couldn't escape. All were submerged in the raging fire. The bone dragon Malthus's wailing cries echoed before being quickly swallowed by the black flames. At this moment, Tran Luan's eyes were half closed, his body trembling, unable to bear it any longer. Too hot, too painful. but next time I will definitely make you taste suffering 100,000 times more." At the same time, To Duong's cold voice immediately rang out, completely cutting off the thought there won't be a next time. As soon as he finished speaking, the guy gaped, his pupils constricting, a hoarse sound escaping his throat. What? His body trembled in disbelief. A voice quivering with fear rang out. "What is this? My HP is already at 0. Why hasn't the teleportation started? Why hasn't my body disintegrated, fallen apart?" To Duong calmly replied, "Because you no longer have the opportunity to resurrect disappear." After this attack of his, he truly ended the old man. To Duong stood proudly amidst the ruined battlefield, head held high as if everything had been calculated. The system immediately recorded, "You have killed level 110 Blood Warrior Chu Tai, gaining 198,763 experience points. You have killed level 108 Beast Tamer Truong Ka Han, gaining 1,986,123 experience points. You have killed level 104 Mountain Barrier Mage Trang Chan, gaining 1,577,633 experience points. You have killed level 103 Haunting Hunter Lu Tu, gaining 1,662,321 experience points. You have killed level 115 Mage Lion Spirit Tran Luan, gaining 2,546,198 experience points. Total accumulated experience is 9.97 million, leveling up from level 34 to level 40, reaching the second transfer limit. Please quickly complete the specialization task. Due to excess experience, 40% is lost. The current accumulated experience is 5.59 million. After the recent upheaval, a heavy silence still slowly spread through the guild, and the Chu family members seemed to drift around like lost souls. Just when everyone's spirits were still in a state of disarray, the guild door suddenly burst open, accompanied by a booming voice that shattered the silence. "I'm back." Seeing Ka Han return, he immediately perked up and asked, "So what happened? Any news about the Grandmaster?" His face had long turned pale, and he could only panic as he reported, "No, even the information about Grandmaster Tran has completely vanished. This situation means he was either eliminated or dead." Such unexpected news left the three Chu family members frozen in place. Remembering the destructive power that To Duong had unleashed, a heavy atmosphere suddenly enveloped the place. Who would have thought he could bypass such strong protective measures and force Tran Luan to his death? What kind of boss was that black dragon, the black flame-winged Athos? Chu family members couldn't help but tremble uncontrollably. This was no longer something we could handle. First, we need to compensate for the loss of the spirit beast, and the rest will be decided by the headquarters. Doubt crept into his mind. Only Tran Luan had been killed. What kind of special mechanism was that? Or did that boss intentionally spare us? Scene shifts to Duong's apartment. He was currently using all his strength to finish off a can of soda. After that, he lay back to enjoy the fruits of a long, tiring day. "I'm really exhausted. The skill level of that exploration team was something that Spirit Beast couldn't even touch. What a waste of my effort." Despite his complaints, that didn't stop his excitement. But with such hard work, there should be corresponding rewards. No wonder it's a level S guild. The loot is incredible. As he spoke, To Duong opened his personal storage to admire his items' equipment. Exquisite level dagger, the frenzy of shadows, exquisite level ring, the rage of blood diamond level cloak, the cloak of the night knight, diamond level amulet, fire sacrifice props, high-grade strength potion, high-grade speed potion, epic level one-time skill scroll, thunder prison epic level one-time skill scroll, judge's wings perfect, level one-time skill scroll, ice barrier. From there, he excitedly took out the item he was most proud of, but to say what attracted him the most, it would undoubtedly be these two items. The item that appeared in To Duong's hand was immediately provided with information by the system, including exquisite level dagger, the frenzy of shadows. Introduction from the 7th assassination of the shadows, it has taken the lives of countless beings. The frenzy of shadows continues adding to the grievances of souls. Equipment requirements, no profession restrictions, attribute requirement speed, 300 spirit. 300 level requirement level 10, attribute speed plus 800 strength plus 400 characteristics. Shadow body consumes mana, can become invisible for a short time, while increasing speed by 60%. Undead mark consumes mana, marks a target. If attacking while undetected, damage dealt will increase by 300%. Along with the information of an item called Epic Level Skill Scroll 5 times Storage Storm Fury. Thunder Ring. Introduction activates the 5 transformation skill Storm Fury. Thunder Ring can store up to 5 times. These items further fueled to Duong's determination and enthusiasm to the highest level. I can't help but say my luck is really incredible. Last time I got a diamond-level weapon, and this time I even got an exquisite-level weapon. Unlike the Summon Storm, I can also equip this dagger. Moreover, the epic-level skill scroll is even better powerful enough to kill 4th transition professionals in an instant, and there are no restrictions. Truly terrifying. In a short time, his title had changed to Duong First Transition Level 40, Demon Warrior eligible for the 2nd transition. So Duong quickly put on his cloak to prepare to head out. Level 40 already a bit regrettable about the surplus experience points, but before stepping out, he couldn't help but recall Tran Luan's appearance before his ascension and asked, "That lion spirit mage Tran Luan I killed probably won't come back to life, right?" The system honestly revealed all the information it had, confirming that the lion spirit mage Tran Luan had been completely eradicated by him. The system's decision this time was extremely accurate. The system analyzed that the lion spirit mage Tran Luan level kicks after obtaining the dragon heart has a high probability of killing the host. If the host is killed by other transitioning professionals while taking on the boss, the host will also die immediately. The host should handle this with extreme caution. The words made to Lamb break out in a cold sweat. It was indeed right to kill him. If I hadn't been so clever, I might have been dead by now. Finished, he didn't let it affect his emotions, even smiling slightly. But after this lesson, the exploration team probably wouldn't dare to challenge us for a while. At this point, Duong began to feel suspicious. Speaking of which, I remember that exquisite-level bosses are all called true spirit beasts, possessing their own consciousness. So what will happen when I'm not taking on the Black Dragon? The system was more than willing to answer all his questions. When a boss is paired by the system, it will directly eliminate the possibility of consciousness. No matter the level during the time the host is not connected to the boss will act according to the established rules. Moreover, if the boss is killed by the host, it will automatically pair with a higher-level boss. Duong was a bit taken aback after hearing this, quickly taking out the dragon heart to evaluate. Is there really such a thing? Is this the rhythm that requires me to obtain the dragon? Speaking of obtaining the dragon, I can't help but mention this equipment. It feels like everything is perfectly arranged. As long as an item is taken out, the system will provide information. Level unknown, Dragon Heart Introduction. The hero blessed by the goddess has beheaded the ancient dragon. Dragon blood splattered everywhere, forging the dragon heart sword, obtaining the heart of the ancient dragon, creating the proof of the dragon. In that moment of chaos, the vision of the nameless hero seemed to open up. The dragon heart sword was lost from the world, leaving only the proof of the dragon with the hero. Unlock spirit attribute increases by 50%, strength increases by 100%. Characteristic glory of the dragon ignores the racial talent of the ancient dragon. Damage dealt to ancient dragon beings increases by 500%. Unlocks ancient spirit blood soul. With the amulet infected by dragon blood, can summon the ancient spirit blood soul to assist in battle. Conditions to unlock and use the equipment: single-handedly kill an ancient dragon. Restrictions when using ancient spirit blood soul: for every ancient dragon killed, 1 use will be accumulated. Currently, there are 0 uses. As he pondered deeply about the capabilities of the treasure, Duong felt a bit excited to realize that the ancient spirit blood soul was probably half of that ancient dragon hero. To obtain this title surely means a person with incredibly strong combat power, definitely cooler than any 5th transition professional. With such a super little brother, who else should I fear? Killing the Black Dragon, changing the transition, unlocking the summon, this is the goal for the next stage, right? With all his questions answered, he could finally leave the house with peace of mind. All right, it's time to accept the 2nd transition mission. Let's go. Scene shifts to the temple. Bak Lin was already waiting at the entrance amidst the admiration of those around her. Is this the posture of the temple? She is truly beautiful. Is she waiting for you? Who could have the priest of the temple waiting directly at the door? How admirable. I want a beauty like the priest to wait for me too. Just a moment later, she sensed that the person she was waiting for had arrived. May the gods bless. Without giving others a chance to react, Bak Lin spoke up. May I ask, esteemed hero, how may I assist you? Duong's eyes widened in confusion. Esteemed hero, how did you know I would come here? She casually explained his confusion. Earlier, the idol of the transition issued a guiding light. This is a signal indicating that a VIP from the temple is about to arrive, and in the entire East Spirit City, you are the only VIP. As for the way of addressing, it's a requirement from the temple, so please don't mind it too much. Tu Duong could only force a smile upon hearing this, "Oh, I see." Although he still felt a bit uncomfortable, it felt a bit strange. After a while, he re-entered the temple and performed a series of operations to receive the familiar mission notification. You have received a 5-star transition mission, second transition. 5-star transition mission single-handedly pass the diamond level gate twice, and when encountering the boss, successfully kill the boss within 3 minutes. For this mission of transferring roles, Tu Duong was extremely satisfied. Normally, the basic requirement is to form a team to conquer a dungeon at the same level, but this mission required just one person to clear the dungeon. This was clearly intended to be a challenge, but for him it felt like there were no conditions at all. With the experience from the last time, Bak Lin wasn't too surprised by this. He indeed accepted a 5-star mission. No wonder he was called the Great Hero. He humbly replied that it was nothing special. By the way, do you have the map for the White Silver level dungeon near Donglin City? She answered, of course, just a moment. Moments later, Bak Lin handed to Duong the scroll map of the city, saying, "Great Hero, here is the dungeon map you requested." Not only was it for the White Silver level, but it also included information about the locations and respawn times of the Bronze and Gold level dungeons. He politely said thank you. Having received the information and items he needed, to Duong didn't want to linger here. "Then I'll take my leave," he said. But just a few steps away, Bak Lin called him back. "Great Hero, please wait a moment." She turned back to remind him that not long ago, a terrible incident occurred in a dungeon where the difficulty suddenly escalated, causing a high-level player to go missing. Additionally, the low-level wild areas had become very crowded lately, often leading to bloody conflicts over territory. Please be careful. Tu Duong was pleased to accept Bak Lin's kind warning. "Thank you for the reminder, I'll be cautious." However, regarding the mastermind behind everything, he had one concern. With so many low-level dungeons in Donglin City, where would he find 2 White Silver level dungeons? Could it be that someone else had already claimed them? The harsh reality hit to Duong when he sought out the dungeon for his mission, proving how difficult it was to find one. Are there people hosting a party here, a White Silver level dungeon like this? In the end, he still couldn't find any dungeons, and he even had to rest along the way to regain his strength. He had searched for about 7 or 8 dungeons, only to find that others had beaten him to it. Was he just incredibly unlucky? Was it because he had recently been picking up some fancy gear that activated some sort of karma? After recovering his stamina, Tu Duong opened the map again to search for the next location. Ahead must be the entrance to the dungeon, the Cave of Suffering. However, at that moment, he found a group of people already waiting there, which made him feel frustrated. Why are there so many people? Tu Duong recognized 2 familiar faces among the crowd. This coincidence made him a bit suspicious. Why is Tu Yet Tien here? At that moment, Tu Yet Tien was frantically arguing with the people in front of her. "Classmate Vuong Phi, we got here first for this dungeon, please don't steal it." Looking across, he saw the person he despised the most along with Vuong Phi. "Not him again!" Vuong Phi brazenly pointed at herself and declared, "Sorry, Tu Yet Tien, but this dungeon isn't marked with your guild's name. If you want to clear it, you'll have to fight for it." Through his words, Tu Duong unexpectedly gained more information. U Vu, that was the sister guild of Yu Van. What a coincidence. Thinking this, Tu Duong scratched his head and mumbled, "If they're acquaintances, it should be easier to talk things over later." After making up his mind, he jumped off the cliff. As soon as he landed, Tu Duong smiled and declared, "Sorry, but I'm not going to give up this dungeon either." Vuong Phi's underlings shamelessly harassed Tu Yet Tien, saying, "This is something our boss values, so you better scram unless you want to hang out with us for a bit." Before the guy could even make a move, he was cut off by a blade. Ha Lam, level 61 profession, 3rd transition Wandering Swordsman Guild. Yu Vu coldly warned the people in front of her, "Watch your mouth or I won't hesitate to take your head." Her level shocked them into silence. A 3rd transition professional, Vuong Phi, quickly hid behind someone else and challenged, "What's there to be afraid of? We have a 3rd transition professional too, right on Li." Li Chan, level 60 profession, 3rd transition martial artist guild, Tan Son Kak, fully agreed with this sentiment, even darkening his face to threaten, "Sisters of U Vu, you're not welcome here." Clearly, Ha Lam was not intimidated by his aura and stood her ground, mocking him. Are you an uncivilized monkey standing there or just a musclehead? Don't you understand the order of who came first? Lai Chan isn't the type to reason. He's just rude enough to throw a punch in front of a lady. I only know that fists are the only logic here. Want to fight? Wait until I call my friends over and don't cry for the girls behind you. Hearing this, Ha Lam glanced back at Tuyet Tien and hesitated. Most of them were low-level newbies. Fighting this jerk might not end well. But if she backed down here, who knew if this jerk would become even more demanding? Her hand holding the sword moved slightly. Should she strike first? This small action caught Li Chan's attention. Just as the battle was about to reach its peak, another person arrived to interrupt. If we're talking about fists, who's stronger? I think I have a say in this. To Duong confidently declared, causing the guy to boil with rage. He quickly shouted, "Who are you?" Someone who recognized him exclaimed in surprise, "Huh!" Tuyet Tien was left behind, standing awkwardly to the side, thinking about everything. To Duong, I saw him last time at the teleport center. Thank goodness he's safe, but why is he here and why is he provoking the big shots from both sides? Vuong Phai finally peeked out from behind Li Chan and shouted, "Why is it you again, To Duong?" To which he casually replied, "That's something I should be asking. Why do I keep running into annoying little flies like you?" Vuong Phai, full of disdain, pointed at the person next to her and said, "What gives you the guts to act tough? Look closely. This is a third transition big shot. Just a flick of his finger and you're done for." Lai Chan shamelessly made an unreasonable demand. "Kid, if you're smart, kneel down and beg for mercy. Maybe we'll let you keep your corpse." To Duong didn't even bother to look at them. He simply walked over to greet Tuyet Tien. "Long time no see." She happily raised her hand in return. "Yeah, it's been a while." And so Vuong Phai was completely ignored, feeling disrespected. Ha Lam noticed her teammates' reactions and approached to ask quietly, "Do you two know each other?" Tuyet Tien shyly explained, "Yes, we were classmates." This answer raised deep suspicions in her mind. Classmates. So you must have leveled up together, right? Why are you acting all cocky and provoking us like that? Based on some information she managed to gather, Ha Lam kindly inquired, "Earlier you mentioned a promotion mission, right? This is the Silver Dungeon. Did you get lost?" To Duong calmly explained, "No, the second promotion mission requires clearing the Silver Dungeon." She was momentarily stunned by this answer. Second promotion. Wait a minute, if this kid really leveled up at the same time as Tu Tien, then how did he reach level 40 in just a few days? How could that even be possible? The princess, who had been ignored until now, finally couldn't hold back and unleashed her mage powers, saying, "Hey, do you think you're so special acting like you're some big shot when you're just a pathetic warrior pretending to be tough? If you have the guts, show us your character info so we can see how low your level is. If you're too scared, then stop acting all high and mighty. Someone like you should be on their knees licking our boots." As he spoke, he displayed his character info, Princess Level 10 Class Ice Mage Guild Tan Sun Kak. To Duong was thrilled to see this status and began to activate his skills. Level 10 already. If you're below level 2, I wouldn't even bother. But now, with my magic sword, let's see what you've got. The system kindly reminded him, death penalty for characters below level 10 will be reduced by 2 levels. Below level 2 will result in death without resurrection. With that, he slowly spread 2 fingers. Then he channeled his energy, creating a hole in the princess's body, along with an invitation, "Come, let's go soak in the spring." The health bar above the princess immediately displayed the numbers Princess HP 0%. While she was still in shock, not understanding what had just happened, the system coldly announced to the victor, "You have killed level 5 Ice Mage Princess. You receive 100 experience points." The princess was finally defeated by Tu Duong in one move, leaving her 2 henchmen in shock. Brother. Just then, something rushed toward them quickly. Li Chan, filled with rage, punched the ground, causing it to crack, but To Duong easily dodged. "An ambush. You really have no honor." He forcefully pulled his hand from the ground, gritting his teeth and declaring, "Kid, you think killing my people will let you off the hook?" To Duong, excited, pulled out his sword from his inventory and said, "Let's see what skills you really have." Then, as if remembering something, he suddenly turned to call out to Ha Lam. "Right, you can join me too. That way I won't have to do this twice." Unexpectedly, those words directly provoked her. "You little brat who gave you the guts to challenge 2 third-tier professionals at the same time. That's just too arrogant. Even if you're Tu Tien's friend, I can't let you off that easily." When she reached Li Chan's side, Ha Lam didn't forget to suggest, Tan Sun Kak, let's put our issues aside for now. We need to teach this kid a lesson. He didn't oppose or refuse, just reminded her, I'll deal with you later. As soon as he finished speaking, Li Chan charged forward, targeting To Duong with her supporting him die. But no matter how many punches he threw or how fast he was, To Duong dodged effortlessly. How is this kid so fast? His pent-up anger exploded again and he unleashed a deadly attack. I don't believe this Thunder Tiger Fist. Li Chan's Thunder Tiger Fist finally struck To Duong directly. Unexpectedly, that blow was blocked by the sword in his hand. To Duong swung his sword like a baseball player, sending Li Chan flying 10 meters away. Get lost. After dealing with one person, he was unexpectedly ambushed by Ha Lam, but luckily a shield blocked the attack, surprising her. A protective shield. To Duong asked casually, Are you ambushing too? The honor of these third-tier professionals is lacking. The special feature of the shield he possessed was a golden-grade one-time-use scroll crystal barrier, which could condense around him to form a shield that could absorb a total of 80,000 damage points. Halam stared in shock at the sword that was still trembling. My sword attack didn't even chip away half the value of the shield. That must be a high-grade shield, and that weapon. No matter how you look at it, it can't be silver. Could it be gold or even platinum? His previous move that killed the Ice Mage was so fast that I almost didn't see it clearly, so I was cautious. Who would have thought this kid could actually fight like this? Just who is To Duong? Before she could think deeper, the wall in front of her suddenly exploded. Li Chan sprang up from the rubble, angrily shouting, Kid, you better not think you can escape today. I have to kill you. To Duong didn't have time to waste words with him, directly raising his sword to create a blazing fire that enveloped the space. I told you I'm in a hurry. It was only when Li Chan realized the seriousness of the situation that it was too late. A powerful force pierced through the rocks and shot up into the sky, disappearing. And thanks to the system notification, the result was confirmed. You have killed level 60 martial artist Li Chan. You receive 3 125 experience points. Standing before the still-burning flames, To Duong coldly turned to Ha Lam and asked, Do you want to fight more? She quickly withdrew her sword, unable to hold back a curse, wondering how on earth she could keep fighting. Knowing no one wanted to continue opposing him, he turned and left, not forgetting to leave a little bomb behind. Well, that's good. After all, we're all part of the same guild, and we don't want things to escalate like this. Ha Lam was stunned upon hearing this news. Part of the same guild, could it be? Before stepping into the dungeon gate, To Duong casually revealed his information in front of them. To Duong, level 40, class Mage Warrior Guild Yuvan. He also added, Please send my apologies to the guild leader for me. I'm claiming this dungeon. Finally, the system displayed a notification. You have entered the dungeon, the Cave of Torment. The class change quest has been activated. Please complete it quickly. Cave of Torment level requirement, 20 to 40 number of players, 1 to 8. The system sent preliminary information about this place, including Cave of Torment level recommendation 20 to 40 number of players 1 to 8. As To Duong walked, he marveled at the scenery here. To be honest, apart from the Black Dragon Fortress, this was still the first time he officially entered a dungeon. It was quite refreshing. If he remembered correctly, the setting of this dungeon was the lair of the Earth God. He quickly realized there was a monster waiting for him ahead. Was there only one monster at the entrance? The ambusher aiming at To Duong was a level 35 goblin nicknamed the Evil Earth God Archer. He swiftly ducked his head just in time to avoid an arrow from it. Being the first little monster in a dungeon, it was a bit stingy. Unexpectedly at the moment To Duong let his guard down, another goblin ambushed him from behind. But before it could do anything, he grabbed it by the neck. Then To Duong threw it straight towards the goblin archer. And even from that distance, he only needed to swing his sword once to receive a series of notifications from the system. Killed level 35, Evil Earth God. Archer gained 549 experience. Killed level 34. Evil Earth God Butcher gained 537 experience. After finishing, To Duong sheathed his sword into his storage space and complained, There's even sneak attacks. This dungeon feels a bit sinister. If I hadn't been quick, it would have hit me. He frowned slightly as he remembered the fight with Li Jin. In that previous battle, he basically relied on attribute suppression to win. But if he encountered a stronger class, he would need to rely on skills to win. Thinking of this, To Duong began to channel a bit of magic power and decided that this was a rare opportunity to train his magic sword using the little monsters here. After a while, he ventured deep into the dark cave alone. He used himself as bait to lure the goblins out to attack. As a result, they were all knocked back by his magic transformation move, the Shadow Step. Tu Duong continued to flexibly manipulate his magic power, transforming it into a weapon. Then he struck the goblins on the head with his magic transformation, the Mace. The goblin archers saw this and began to rain arrows down on Tu Duong, but he was like a shadow, vanishing in an instant. When he looked back, Tu Duong was tumbling in midair, aiming at them with his magic transformation, the crossbow. He remembered that he could send those goblins down to the underworld. Tu Duong knew he couldn't prolong the time and took a leap. Being passive in counterattacks was too uncomfortable. Watch me pull this train. After a while, hurried footsteps echoed in the cave. Tu Duong sped up in front while behind him a pack of wild beasts was frantically chasing him. According to the plan, they were about to reach the boss, so he would deal with it right away. At this point, he continued to unleash his magic power. The next moment, Tu Duong unleashed a skill to annihilate the monsters, the 40-meter great sword. Their bodies fell like unexpected rain, which was how he assessed the effectiveness of the skill. It could be used from afar or up close, freely attacking. This skill was indeed versatile, and he was increasingly looking forward to what new skills this fifth transition quest would bring. At this moment, the boss of the dungeon has realized that someone is breaking in. In an instant, the Frost Tiger level 40 dungeon boss appeared, but instead of feeling scared, Tu Duong found it amusing. The final boss of the dungeon being a tiger, was it a pet that had turned into its master? This design was quite funny. He became even more indifferent as he listened to its villainous monologue. "Foolish humans daring to step into my territory. Do you not wish to live anymore?" The Frost Tiger ran around to Duong in a challenging manner, asking if he could keep up with its speed. This helped him gather some insights. The platform seemed fixed, and indeed a boss below the level of the divine realm would lack intelligence. Testing it with his mouth was quite clever. Seeing him still standing there, the Frost Tiger immediately lunged to attack. "You're dead for sure." But as soon as its feet hit the ground, it was slashed multiple times. Tu Duong silently and unconsciously defeated the Frost Tiger along with the system notification, "You have killed the Silver Dungeon boss Frost Tiger." Experience gained 6,321. Cleared 2 Silver Dungeons solo, completed the boss kill within 3 minutes of encounter 1 out of 2. Killed it right away. With this result, he proudly thought, why would it take 3 minutes? After finishing up here, Tu Duong didn't bother to linger and directly left. It was time for the next dungeon. As he stepped outside, the first thing he had to ask was, "Why are you all hiding so far away? I won't eat you." Ha Lam, hiding behind a nearby stone pillar, replied, "Don't mind us, you just go your way." Seeing that they said so, Tu Duong didn't press further. "All right, bye." Once he was gone, she began to lament, "It's done in just 5 minutes. This is the so-called hell of pain. What kind of monster is this?" Shuo Tian watched him leave, feeling incredibly sad. Not long ago, they were still in school together, and now it felt like they were no longer in the same world. A while later, in another dungeon, Tu Duong completed his remaining objective. "Done?" The mechanical voice rang out again. "You have killed the Silver Dungeon boss Blood Beast. Experience gained 6,187. Cleared 2 Silver Dungeons solo, completed the boss kill within 3 minutes of encounter 2 out of 2. He had completed the 5-star class transfer mission. Checking, he found that the 5-star class transfer mission was successfully completed. A series of notifications activated the hidden class transfer mission. This unusual notification startled him a bit. A hidden mission. Tu Duong opened the map while listening to the system briefly introduce the mission. Phase 1. The Rusty Key is lost. Mission introduction. The marked point on the map has a terrifying beast sleeping there, seemingly guarding something. The rewards beyond the standard upon mission completion: 5% increase to all attributes, 1 special class Demon Warrior, and a legendary skill book. The system also reminded him, Note 1, the hidden class transfer mission only opens upon completing the 5-star class transfer. It is unrelated to class development. 2. A series of hidden class transfer missions will be released in stages after each class transfer. 3. The hidden class transfer mission can be skipped without affecting the regular class transfer mission. Time limit 48 hours. Will you accept the mission, yes or no? This juicy opportunity falling from the sky made Tu Duong extremely delighted. Just a 5% increase to all attributes was already enticing, and there was even a legendary skill book. Moreover, looking at the mission, it seemed there would definitely be a Phase 2. Was this the value of the 5-star class transfer mission? Accept, of course. Finished, he understood very well that the target area for the mission was the high-level outskirts of Tianling City, with an average monster level of 40 or above. The so-called terrifying monster must be above level 50, right? Without exploiting bugs, it felt like no one could complete it. With that in mind, Tu Duong decided to take out the dagger he had stored in his inventory. It seemed it was time to unlock this exquisite weapon. However, using weapons above diamond level required not only a complete flawless gem, but also a master-level blacksmith. And there was no such character in Dongling City. Just then, he suddenly remembered something. Right. The branch of Tianjige seemed to be in Tianling City. He remembered they not only sold dungeon strategies, but also intelligence. It seemed he should visit those defeated subordinates. Tu Duong took out the X-Alliance card, a black gold member card, and smiled. Moreover, he had heard that Tianjige was one of the members of the X-Alliance. He wondered how they would react upon seeing this. As soon as he set foot in Tianling City, Tu Duong remarked, "Wow, so many people are buying strategies. No wonder it's the top strategy organization. It's a bit nerve-wracking." He smirked to himself. "After all, I'm just selling your stuff. Officially stepping into the ranks of the wealthy, it feels a bit awkward." Holding up the item, a complete flawless gem that could be embedded in any level of equipment, removing the level restrictions with a balance of 2.8 billion. At that moment, someone inside was loudly shouting, "Hey, hey, isn't it my turn yet?" Another voice sounded annoyed. "I've been waiting so long, the flowers are about to wither." Seeing the tense atmosphere, the store staff quickly tried to calm everyone down. "Please be patient, wait for your turn." Meanwhile, Tu Duong looked at the long line and sighed. So many people. Suddenly, his face turned astonished as he recognized, "Isn't that Chutai and Lu Zi? What a quick reunion!" Over there, he seemed unwilling and asked, "Brother Chu, can't you compensate for my lost weapon that was a divine-level weapon?" He frowned slightly and replied irritably, "This time the loss is on the organization. It's generous enough that they're not causing us trouble. What more do you want?" After hearing this, Liu Zi, furious, kicked the wooden block and shouted, "So I have to go dungeon diving for months again, damn it!" Unexpectedly, it flew right at Tu Duong, but luckily he managed to catch it. Tu Duong frowned angrily and scolded, "Hey, hey, who's the thoughtless one throwing things around?" His expression was fierce as he approached challengingly. "What do you have something to say?" Tu Duong, holding the wooden block, replied loudly. "Of course I have something to say. Just because you're high level doesn't mean you can do whatever you want." This only infuriated Liu Zi further, grabbing Tu Duong's shirt and cursing, "A level 40 chicken dares to talk back to me. Let me tell you, I can do whatever I want here. Do you think I won't make you pay for this?" Seeing Tu Duong smirk, he became even angrier. "Damn it, what are you smiling about?" At that moment, Tu Duong silently vowed, "All right, next time you dare to come to the Black Dragon's secret realm, I'll wipe you out." Suddenly, Chu Tai intervened, saying, "Liu Zi, pay attention to your image a bit. It's just a small matter and don't hold on to this guy too tightly." He adjusted his collar while showing his displeasure. "What kind of attitude is that you're the head of the heavenly secrets, and you treat a guest like this? I'm really disappointed." The guy patiently replied in a polite manner, "I'm really sorry, we are the high-level strategy team. We don't sell your current level of subquest strategy." On the contrary, Liu Zi, getting impatient, said, "Brother Chu, why waste words on this kid? Let me kick him out." Feeling disrespected, Tu Duong raised his yellow card, grinning widely. "Look at this, what is this?" However, he didn't even look and rudely tossed it aside, thinking, who would be scared of this torn card? That action left him dumbfounded, cursing silently. Damn, this little bug doesn't know how to recognize quality. Yet the card fell at someone's feet, prompting that person to exclaim, "What is this?" Chu Tai was surprised to see the character appear before him. "Manager, why are you here?" Liu Zi exclaimed loudly. "Brother-in-law, you finally made it." The imposing figure was Jia Viet, level 120 head of the A-level city manager of Vin Pong City. Without saying a word, he stepped forward and slapped Liu Zi hard. This caused him to fall to the ground looking confused. "Brother, what are you doing? I'm your brother-in-law." But Jia Viet didn't say much and went straight to Duong, politely saying, "Esteemed VIP, I am the manager of Vin Pong City, Jia Viet. I apologize for my subordinate causing you trouble." He took back the card, showing politeness, "It's fine," while secretly thinking, what a big shot. He couldn't hide his curiosity and asked directly, "You're so young and already have a black membership card from the X-Alliance. Have you completed the 5-star promotion mission and received the VIP privileges from the promotion temple?" Tu Duong confirmed, "That's right." Then Jia Viet turned to remind, "Treat this esteemed guest well, don't be rude, understood." Chu Tai quickly bowed his head. "Yes, manager," while Liu Zi looked extremely surprised. After saying that, he stepped back and called out, "I'm leaving now. Liu Zi, follow me. You need to discuss the next subquest with him." Dragged along the floor, he angrily shouted, "Brother-in-law, let go! I can walk myself, kid! Don't get cocky, just wait for me!" To Duong waved goodbye, wondering, the next sub-quest is the Heavenly Secrets going to take action again. At this moment, Chu Tai respectfully asked, "Esteemed guest, may I ask what you need?" To Duong immediately got to the point. "I want to know the whereabouts of the master-level blacksmith in Tianling City. By the way, do you have any limitless gemstones? The Tu Bao Guild is out of stock and I want to buy a few." The guy replied right away, "No problem with the intel. We do have limitless gemstones, but they are very expensive. Please take a look." He snapped his fingers and generously said, "If it can be solved with money, then I don't see it as a problem." Moments later, a bag full of money fell down, making Chu Tai sweat nervously. I understand now. I'll call someone right away. No, I'll go get the goods myself. Please wait a moment." That attitude made To Duong secretly mock. Turning around like this is quite skilled now. He smirked inwardly. "Vinfong City is the capital of this area, and even its manager is so respectful. I'm starting to understand more about the background of this temple." Once he finished his business, To Duong stepped out, looking at the map while muttering, "Old Wolf's blacksmith shop. The master-level blacksmith is hiding in such a shabby place. Coming to the Heavenly Secrets was the right choice." Suddenly, his gaze flicked back, hesitating as he thought, however nearby a conversation caught his attention. Are they preparing to go to the Black Dragon's secret realm again? The bald guy asked suspiciously, "Is that true? People have died there and they still dare to go?" The guy next to him replied, "I just heard people talking about it, but everyone is scared now, not responding at all." The other guy sighed. "I guess that's right. If it were me, even if you offered me 10 billion, I wouldn't go." After eavesdropping, To Duong frowned, calculating in his head. "As I expected, the death of Tran Lun has dampened the morale of the expedition team. They probably won't dare to come for a while. But capturing the Black Dragon Cloud must be done quickly to avoid long nights filled with dreams." Not long after he arrived at the door of Old Wolf's blacksmith shop. To Duong opened the door and greeted, "Sorry to bother you, I'm looking for Mr. Ko Duong." Seeing the stranger, everyone looked surprised. He bluntly asked, "Guest, there are 2 girls inside Mo Rong Tuyet level 95 guild and an Enju level 92 guild Yuvan." In his heart, he immediately recognized they are from Yuvan. So Tu Duong cheerfully said, "Hello, ladies. Are you here to forge equipment too?" And Engu rushed over with a very excited expression. "You're the new little brother, right? How old are you this year? Do you have a girlfriend? Do you like older sisters?" This line of questioning left him momentarily speechless. I've seen it. And Engu, admiring the scene, couldn't help but exclaim, "It's so beautiful." Turning this moment, Engu was completely stunned, admiring him with her hands on her face. Not only did he give up a free opportunity, but he also spent 1 billion and is still smiling. Is this what a wealthy heir looks like? What do I do? I'm a bit smitten. Mo Dong was also dumbfounded, wondering, could he really be the young master of a top-tier guild? The scene shifted to the outskirts of Tianlin City at the Nin Huanglin range level, 40 and above. To Duong looked towards the mountain and concluded, "This is the mission location. It's indeed a map for leveling up beyond the second transition." He held the newly enhanced sword, feeling a surge of power, and thought to himself, "Bloodthirsty shadow with a restriction of 300 points in speed and 300 points in spirit." He applied the attribute potion directly and distributed the remaining attribute points. Now the system updated to Duong class. Demon Swordsman Strength 980 base attribute 241 plus equipment increase 739 speed 1129 base attribute 311 plus equipment increase 818 spirit 488 base attribute 314 plus equipment increase 174. He continued to think, now I can stand shoulder to shoulder with a fourth transition powerhouse. Just as Tu Duong used the potions, the screen announced, Mind-Enhancing Elixir. 1 permanently increases Spirit Attribute by 50 points usage limit 5. Speed-Enhancing Elixir. 2 permanently increases Speed Attribute by 50 points usage limit 5. Speed-Boosting Elixir. 1 permanently increases Speed Attribute by 100 points usage limit 2. Once equipped, he jumped down without hesitation, shouting, "Let's go!" However, while he was in freefall, 2 large shadows surrounded Tu Duong. These were level 45 Vonghan Bats and level 44 Owen Lin Earth Soldiers. He immediately used the skill Shadow Body, consuming mana to achieve a short-term stealth effect while increasing his speed by 60%. In the blink of an eye, Tu Duong dispatched the 2 monsters with a single strike. He executed the dual slash skill with an incredibly cool demeanor. As he landed, To Duong evaluated in his mind, skill duel slash the most basic of warriors thanks to the power of the mystical grade weapon it has such might. At that moment, he suddenly noticed hundreds of eyes watching him from the darkness. To Duong held his weapon in one hand and a potion in the other, smiling smugly. But I don't intend to clear the map honestly. Using the old method, let's break it. He then unleashed his ultimate skill, military fire display. In no time, the cave exploded, creating a blazing inferno. When the monsters were all dead, he stepped inside and murmured, "This must be the lair of the terrifying culprit." According to the mission setup, its level should be no less than 50. I wonder how many of my strikes it can withstand. To Duong slowly walked while sighing. The entire way was devoid of small monsters, but little did he know they were hiding in fear in the corners. After a while, To Duong found an exit ahead and exclaimed, "I've made it!" The light from outside was so bright that To Duong had to squint one eye. Suddenly, something in front of him made him widen his eyes in astonishment. At the end of the path lay a gigantic monster curled up and sleeping. It was a mutated beast, devouring an unknown piece of meat level 55 race immortal health skills and attributes all unknown. This left To Duong puzzled, wondering what kind of creature this was. Aside from its level and name, he couldn't see any other information. It seemed he would need to buy a high-level skill book. Without further ado, he charged forward thinking, I must not underestimate a boss with unclear information like this. Get ready for a fierce battle. Next, To Duong plunged his sword into its head, and the screen displayed a notification. Shadow of the Abyss dealt 52,281 damage. Soul Mark consumes mana. Target marked attack initiated without detection increases damage dealt by 300%. That stab woke the monster, which howled in pain. He landed and smacked his lips, realizing it wouldn't be easy to take it down quickly. It opened its mouth and launched a barrage of spikes at the one who had awakened it. To Duong immediately leapt to dodge the rain of arrows attacking him. Then he narrowed his sharp eyes, ready to unleash more damage. Countless slashes rained down, causing the monster to growl and bare its teeth in resistance. Seizing the perfect moment, To Duong propelled himself upward with his sharp weapon. One thought filled his mind: he couldn't give it a chance to breathe. With one strike, he weakened its health and then with a fierce gaze decisively pierced through the boss. The system immediately chimed, "You have slain the mutated beast, devouring an unknown piece of meat, gaining 321 experience." To Duong looked at the monster's corpse and listened to the notification. "You have received an item old key." 2 items floated in the air along with their information. "You have received an item unidentified rotting meat old key. Time has left its mottled traces resembling a key to open some door. The unidentified rotting meat once held great power, now completely diminished, symbolizing decay, making it impossible to guess its origin." These things left him confused and deep in thought. The mission mentioned a key, but what was this rotten meat? Just looking at the description, it seemed to hint that the previous owner of this meat was incredibly strong. Even though the power within had been exhausted, it was enough to cause that beast to mutate. Finally, To Duong stored everything away and said, "Forget it. Let's leave it for the class change mission later and study what it does then." At that moment, the system displayed a series of new notifications. Check complete class change mission successful. Completed a 5-star class change. Received the highest level life enhancement base attributes increased by 25%. Completed a 5-star class change. Received the Mage Warrior exclusive passive skill. Dual enhancement increases spirit by 10% based on strength attributes, increases strength by 10% based on spirit attributes, cannot be repeated. Not stopping there, the screen continued to display checking hidden class change mission confirmation, complete. Hidden class change mission completed, rewards granted, increases all attributes by 5%. 1 special profession book, Mage Warrior Legendary Skill Book opens, level cap, calculates reserved experience level 40 to 58, received 360 attribute points. At this moment, his body radiated abundant energy, and To Duong decided to distribute it evenly between strength and spirit. Upon receiving the request, the system proceeded, distributing attributes completed. Current attributes are as follows. Strength base attribute increased from 241 to 301, then to 359, then to 539. Speed base attribute increased from 311 to 388, then to 407. Spirit base attribute increased from 314 to 392, then to 411, then to 591. After reviewing, he silently estimated in his mind that this terrifying base attribute had completely overshadowed the profession. With the attributes from equipment included, he could now face off against that group of spirit beast hunters head-on. Just thinking about it was exhilarating. Tu Duong gazed at his sword, unable to hide his pride. With double the attributes and the soul mark, this sword of his could probably withstand even a platinum-level boss. Truly, it was a legendary skill. The screen had also updated its information. Mage Warrior Legendary Skill Dual Destruction Blade Fusion combines mana and current weapon into one, consuming half of the mana, launching a super strong attack, dealing 200% physical damage and 200% mental damage. After some time, he returned to finish the mission. Bak Lin informed him, "Hero, congratulations on completing the 5-star second transition. Your VIP benefits are being updated 1. The first 10 million per month will be adjusted to 50 million 2. The Black ID card benefits of the X Alliance will increase from 20% to 30%. Tu Duong simply replied calmly, "Okay," as he thought to himself that for him now these benefits were all quite normal. Seeing Tu Duong about to leave, she lingered to ask, "Hero, what are your plans next?" He turned back to reply, "I've been a bit tired these days. I plan to rest for 2 days, balancing work and relaxation." Bak Lin agreed. "That's right. Resting is very important." Tu Duong's mind secretly had other plans, but resting didn't mean he would be idle all day. During his free time, he planned to go to the Heavenly Secrets Pavilion to buy some items in preparation for dragon hunting.